Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to tonight's episode of Dice and Paper. Welcome back to the part 1 of the finale of Dice and Paper. Wow, guys, I cannot believe it.
Whack, yo.
Absolutely whack.
We're going to be moving a bit fast through these announcements, but before we can get into the show proper, I'd like to recommend you check out our good friends, Missing Role Player Found. With Missing Role Player Found, adventure is just a dice roll away. Join Snow, Wilson, Clyde, and the rest of AOD Guild as they struggle to survive in the Sword Art Online world. In Sword Art Online, AOD, the rules of the game are the same. Dying in games means dying in real life. But this time, there's magic in Pathfinder. Listen to Missing Role Player Found through your favorite podcasting app or find them on the web at missingroleplayerfound.com. That's missing roll, as in roleplayerfound.com. New episodes Sunday at 9 a.m. EST.
And follow them on Instagram. We at them. So
And
you gotta
follow
be
them on
following us.
Instagram.
I almost said the stupidest thing I ever have.
Yeah.
Good filter.
Yeah.
But
Thanks, guys.
with that quick announcement out of the way, I'd like to hand it over to Isabel to do our quick announcements.
Okay, so buy shirts with our logo on it, or you might pass away.
Wow, what the fuck?
You can,
In your sleep.
In your sleep.
Propaganda, you'll pass away anyway.
Whoa, there's 3 people at that table.
Yeah.
Surprise!
That's crazy. It's Dave Shannon.
It's Dave
Aiden's
Shannon.
Here.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Aiden?
He's back and he's here.
And he's horny.
That's yeah, he is.
Fast and Furious.
Okay, no.
Tokyo Drift.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, no, but it would be really cool if you bought our merch. You can find links for that in the description if you're watching us on YouTube, or in the panels if you're watching us on Twitch.
Alright, your announcements?
I'm hung, I'm horny,
No,
and I'm
okay.
ready to play.
Alright, D&D Beyond, everybody. Sorry if I'm a little bit slow tonight, I got my head slammed.
You know how we have our
Thanks,
Twitter,
sound booth person.
Thank you.
you know how we have our Twitter handles for all of us?
Yeah.
Aiden's the only one where we link to his Pornhub page.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
Really? Can I follow that?
Okay. So, D&D Beyond, it is the official tool set of Dungeons & Dragons 5e. Just get it, please. I don't want to talk about it that much, so just get it. Thanks, D&D Beyond. They're not our sponsors, we just like their product. Over to you, Nate.
You said to be quick. HTTPS
No!
colon
Stop.
Oh my
forward
God.
slash tabletopaudio.com. Check it out. You won't be sorry.
The horror.
Dice and Paper live this episode and next week. This is actually the finale, or the start of the finale.
This is Infinity War.
This is Infinity War. This
This.
is part 1.
You want to
Oh,
say
one
it?
of this
You
shit,
want- you
I
wanna say it?
cannot escape
ahead.
the
This.
Avengers references.
Literally.
Is Endgame.
This one's not Endgame, what are you talking
Shut the
We're in
Let us
Endgame.
have this.
about? We're in the Endgame.
And if you guys are now like, if you've just found this Twitch channel and you're like, what's going
Or
on?
YouTube.
No, because we're on Twitch right now. Check out the YouTube Dice and Paper.
We're also on YouTube.
Yeah, we're
I
always-
know, but like shut the fuck up. If they
Alright, over to Trevor!
You would think after 34 episodes and a year of doing this show, we'd get better at the announcements.
9 months. No.
That's a funny joke.
But we really haven't.
I think
have
mine
we?
was a slam dunk.
I think
I just
Nate's
thought
was a
that
slam
sounded
dunk too.
Thank you.
Okay.
For the other guys.
So,
Do not have it in your description. Do not.
No, go to the video.
Oh my
we
God.
need to shut up
Yes.
because we're doing our second to last little intro thing. And this time, we see a ship. With but a single living soul still left aboard, the captain now lays upon the deck, another collapsed body amongst the putrid remains of his crew, dead where they worked, having already succumbed to the starvation that will soon claim its last victim. But as the captain prepares to shut his eyes for the very last time, the ship passes over a rather unique section of ocean. And floating above the ocean tomb, our captain is given a choice. A different path to his destination in the fabled New World, a much longer journey than he originally anticipated perhaps, but a way forward nonetheless. But such a choice rarely comes without consequences, and in his case, it was a century, a lifetime of crawling along the cold ocean floor, slowly degrading against the current, each piece of his corpse scattered, remaining painfully, horribly aware, unable to stop for fear of giving up, unable to scream without water flooding his shredded lungs. But the creature which kept him alive rarely lies, and true to his word, he would one day emerge, heaving his broken body onto the shore, collapsing into the wet sand, the rain pouring down against his rotted back, a divine pleasure after his long journey. But his travels were far from over. It would serve you well to remember his name, for you must understand, this story was never about you. Even the king, grandest of the pieces, is but a slave to the hand that moves him. Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's episode of Dice and Paper.
My head!
That song's good.
Every
Love that
time.
song.
Every time. Every time.
It's so catchy.
Alright, so I'm actually gonna ask you guys today, where would you like to jump back in? Do you want to continue right from where we left off with the change, or would you like to jump forward a bit in your plans?
Well, we still have stuff to do in our plans that we don't know if we've done.
Yeah.
Should we say we just do it?
Well, I don't know if that would trigger something with my thing.
All
If
right.
that would be an early release.
You know, people know what's going on. You don't need to use like secretive pronouns.
Don't be so
You
cryptic.
literally
Will
did
the
it.
dragon let me go?
He's gonna keep you there until he comes back.
I think this
Until the
proves
guy
me
comes
right.
back.
Yeah, I know, but
Oh,
But,
he's
like,
not
don't be
there right
cryptic.
now.
no, the dragon's there.
The
The,
dragon's the
skeleton
guy
isn't.
who ran to go check to see if Oakstead was still there, isn't it?
I'm gonna tip
Fucking-
this up just a little bit
All right.
Yo, dude.
Um,
more.
I think we should convene with the three of you.
Do you want us to say what we did though?
Yeah, sort of. I'd say right around after the end of last episode. Sort of the aftermath, and then what you plan to do going forward, just so we can bridge into that.
Go ahead.
Well, that's not good, is it?
No, it's not. I just to clarify, we are as the sun is rising up at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for anyone who didn't see last time, the sun rose this morning, bloated and red, massive against the sky. And that's how it's remained. It's not an illusion, it's just how things are now.
You know, I don't know if our plan's going to work anymore.
Yeah, it's a little late.
We might as well try though. It's the what are we gonna come up with? Anything different? And we don't even know if this is a shift in anything that even interfered with our plan.
I mean,
It might just be a step in the right direction for them. It might not even be the finished product, you know?
Yes, but more importantly, everything is going to plan. We
I don't
don't
think
know
we
it,
planned
but it is.
Let's hope so, Busto. Did you get the sending scrolls? Did she?
No.
I thought they went to Brighton.
Oh yeah. We did do
So
that.
she did?
I thought you meant in the.
We didn't show it.
I think, sorry, I don't remember the chronology exactly of last time.
They went
Um,
to Brighton. He talked
Yeah,
to
I
the
think
guy.
you guys split off again.
Yeah, I split
I
off
would
to go
say-
talk to
I'd say
slum people.
we're re-entering this world as you guys reconvene again. So you've
So-
got your sending scrolls.
How many?
How many were you going for?
Well, it depends on how many Busto could get out of that guy.
Oh
Oh
I
wait,
was
no, I was taking
you're
them.
stealing,
How
you're
many did
stealing.
they have?
Um,
Because I have bigger pockets now.
how many were you trying to get? What was your max number?
Oh, max maybe like.
15, 20.
Yeah, I was gonna think those were the literal 15 to 20.
100,000.
Okay.
10 million.
Like actually, like yeah.
What level spell is
1,000.
sending?
That's a little hard.
Sending us a 4th, I believe.
I thought it was third.
Is it? It might be 3rd.
Okay.
It's
Um,
3rd or 4th.
Not sure if they store 20 in one place.
Yeah.
I'd say for your benefit, you mark down 13. That seems fair to me.
Okay.
Okay.
We have communication now.
So
And you still have Rary's telepathic.
The-
Yes. Very sure about that.
the scrolls that you got, we can use to contact Chesnick, Poggoth, the kobolds, and we can keep the rest for ourselves until we need one. But one more thing, I think we should. I'm gonna go to the MPF as well. See if I can get them on our side a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, they might look up to me more if I have this, and I'm gonna pull out the scepter.
Or they'll kill you
Or
for
they'll try to
treason.
kill me, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't think we have any chance. Look at that. I don't point at the sun.
What if we are getting the wrong guy?
What do you mean if we're getting the wrong guy?
If
We're going to the wrong location?
no, if the primordials are bad,
Yeah.
then
Nick, I don't know either, but it's all we have, and I don't think we're gonna come up with anything better at the moment.
That's all we can do. How many people's favor were you able to gather in the slums?
Trevor.
You got a decent crowd. People are still a bit frightened, so they're not exactly
make
as
a charisma check.
sure. That would be decent.
that's a good
What
roll.
kind?
Were you intimidating them? I would say
No.
I would think persuasion.
Persuasion?
If
Yeah.
if they use my name and stuff, would that help them?
Okay, that's not
I
terrible.
don't know if you thought of
guess.
that.
Yeah, that's not terrible. 12.
12. I would say a decent number of people were willing to listen to you, but only a select number of those sort of indicated that they'd be willing to help. If that makes sense.
And how has agricultural reform gone throughout?
Slow, but with a directed effort to pursue it, it's made decent pace.
Okay.
I'm gonna start heading towards the MPF if I can do anything there. Can one of you, actually you, it has to be you. You can cast sending using the scrolls on Chesnick, Poggoth, and the kobolds. Can you tell him what to say so he doesn't entirely forget?
I'm a little busy, but
It's gonna take, like,
if it's like 5 minutes.
minutes.
Okay, yeah, I can do 5 minutes.
Okay, so get him, Busto, both of you listen, but I just want her to be back up just in case you don't remember, right?
If
So-
I'm
I know you're
telling-
very wise and smart, but sometimes you just kind of forget things. I understand.
Very
Roll
true.
persuasion or deception.
Um,
If I'm just telling him, I guess we can do
Just
it
tell Chesnick.
telepathically. Yeah.
Just tell Chesnick to get the world ship ready, and we're doing it because of what we said before. We were trying to go up after, right?
Mhm.
I would do this all in my barrel,
Yeah.
right? Keep it hidden.
Yep.
Oh, are we in the barrel? Actually, I don't want to be saying this outside of the barrel.
Also use the brain.
Yeah.
Are we in the
Yeah,
brain right now?
maybe
Because it
we're-
only lasted an hour.
So he
I
can
recast it.
Okay.
It's a ritual, so he only has to take 10 minutes every time you guys want to talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want, I could just assume you
Are you
guys
gonna
use
do? You're doing the
telepathic.
rituals
Yeah.
in private too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So everything's in private. So we're talking in our heads right now, I guess. Tell Chesnick just to set up the world ship. There'll be people that are going, and we'll give him coordinates to set off towards soon. All right. And what we need else is, can you tell the kobolds to go to Telechek and board the world ship, and they'll know what to do from there. And same thing with Poggers. Does that make sense? Don't tell them exactly what we're doing, because they might spill. But as long as you tell them to go to Telechek.
Oh,
Right?
Okay.
I'll be off to the MPF. I'll see y'all soon. I'll head off.
Alright.
Would Busto have come? Or not? I'm sorry, not Busto. Would Wolfie have come back? Hawkwolf?
How long has it been?
4 days at this point. 5 days? Not yet.
Okay. So, who would like to be focused on first? Does anyone have a preference?
I think Chesnick stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to. So it's because it's fresh in your memory.
Yeah.
All right. So, are you just staying in the barrel to talk to Chesnick?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay. So, I would say you sort of your companions set off, and you're just sort of left down there. You plonk yourself down. Is Nick still with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd say Busto just sort of sits down on Cal's bed, which is much too small for him, down here, and takes out that first scroll. Is it on your spellcaster's list?
I'm not actually sure. Sending us. I don't think Drew
Because
can actually
if
have it.
you don't know how to use it, there is a check you need to make.
Yep, it's class. It's Bard, Cleric, and Wizard. So what's the check?
For you, that would
Thank
be.
God we have 13. Unless you're gonna roll like a Nate did last episode with those saving throws. Please do not.
We established I shouldn't have even had to roll those. Yeah.
I'm so dumb.
Because that thing needed the 2 rolls, but we forgot.
That would be a. That's a save DC of 10 plus 3, so 13.
Do I add anything to, or is it just a straight roll?
Spellcasting ability.
Okay, so plus 5. 15.
15. All right.
Nice.
So you take this scroll and you sort of put it out in your hands, laying it flat, and sort of gazing into that unintelligible scripture until it starts to form itself into words, and then there's a sort of shock as you cast the spell, and feel your mind connect with another across the world. And what do you want to say?
Do you remember? Okay, so who did you call?
Chesney.
Okay.
How many words can you use?
Oh yeah, he sent Chesnick.
Me, Busto.
Tell him
Get world ship ready.
we're gonna send in court.
Busto? I'd say you hear a voice echo back in your head and goes, are you alright?
Do you see sun?
No, Busto. Just tell him we'll send him coordinates later.
Busto, it's really late at night right now. Is everything...
Get world ship ready. We send you coordinate. Cobalt come.
Can you get back to me in a bit? Just so I can ask some questions?
Okay.
Alright, Busto. Will I be seeing you soon?
Yes.
That's like 5
Count that as
words.
two.
Really? You have 3 left.
Oh, I gotta say it again.
Alright.
Yeah.
My storage space collapsed. I can start pulling the ship out of the harbor. It might take a little while. I've been kind of busy collecting things off the bottom of the bay. It's gotten a bit weird out here.
Region ending.
I hope not.
Fuck you.
1 week.
Busto, I should tell you something.
No. Don't ruin the plan already, Trevor. We're like 5 minutes in.
He's just
I
gonna
haven't
say
been
okay.
looking forward recently, so
He's only been looking.
I hope you guys come down around soon. We're all sort of freaked out here. See you soon. And you feeling-
I have one word. I'm sorry.
yeah, but he's done talking. He can't talk anymore.
Oh well, I'll just say to him still. Because there's still a telepathic even if he can't talk
Bitch.
anymore.
Look.
All right.
Man, so
Look at what?
I have so many questions. Why can't you be more specific?
He's like, look.
Fucking got him.
Got him.
I don't like
Use
being friends
geographs to
with
make
you.
clouds.
They love
Alright.
me.
Yeah. So, Nick, you've seen Busto sort of just staring.
Yeah.
Does Busto have the sanctity to know he can just talk in his head, or is he
No.
just saying that all
He's
out
saying
loud?
it out loud.
Yeah. So you see Busto staring at the scroll for a little while before he sort of lowers his hands and blinks a little bit before looking over at you. Presumably having done done a good job. You did hear him talk, and
Did
you did
I
get the
do good?
information. But
Ideally not out loud next time. That defeats the purpose of the spell. Because we could just go visit him. Yeah, just think it in your head.
No, I'm telepathically telling her.
Yeah.
We need to make them think we are doing it, though.
No.
Dollar would remember the fucking plan, boys.
That's not the plan.
They know we're on the boat though.
No. they
Yeah,
don't.
no, but they think we're on the boat, but in the barrel.
Yeah, not the world ship boat.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They don't think we're on the world ship boat.
Oh.
We're taking a different boat.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, he only said that Kobold.
Yeah, that's
would be
not
on
the
the boat. It's fine. Just for future reference, like never do that again.
Okay.
did he say that out loud?
We're in the barrel.
we are in the
We're
barrel.
talking telepathically too. I think.
Or I'm not in the barrel. They're in the
All
barrel.
right.
Do you want to do that with the kobold and the fucking Impagas?
Hopefully you can get it.
I mean, I'd like to talk to Poggoth.
Oh, fuck.
So you do have a sending stone with Pocket. I really like that you're doing like telemarketer. You're just calling. But with Pocket, you do have the stone. So it's not as limited. You can just sort of talk to him, which I don't think you've ever used on
Nope.
screen.
On stream, no. Not at all.
That's so sad.
No, we have talked to Pocket once, I think, at one point. Might have been during the Durum battle, though.
Oh yeah.
All right. What is it you want to say to Poggeth?
So I touch the stone. Also kind of shimmies around a little bit.
Okay, getting in the zone. I appreciate that.
He turns into Crusto. Gotta get into character. Come on.
Did you just say Crusto?
Yeah.
Did you just say?
That's his guy.
That's my that's my alter ego.
That's one
Who's-
of his alter
Who's
egos.
6 foot and blonde as hell.
Named Kurt.
Hello,
Rest of the
Poggeth.
You talk?
I talk in your brain.
Where are you?
Oh, wait,
I don't see you.
I talk
Where
in,
where Crusto?
in brain.
You don't hear a response, but you can hear like a boom, boom, boom noise
Oh no.
from across the link.
You know where great city of Telechek is?
No.
I thought so.
I send someone.
I know where great city of Poggeth.
Ah. You know good
Poggeth.
city.
Right here.
Yes.
Hmm.
But, Poggeth, you remember I tell you I need help one day?
I did tell him that.
I know, but probably again. No.
But,
But Crusto.
Poggeth,
The connection.
Poggeth.
They understand each other.
But because Poggeth is Poggeth, I will send a bird for you.
What? I have other birds, bro.
Don't.
Don't
at the
fucking
druid.
test
At
me.
the druid about birds. Come on,
Me
man.
about fucking
Cal
animals,
just
bro.
doesn't want there to be any more birds flying around.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Big fact.
I send red bird to you.
To eat,
No, to follow.
then eat.
Yes,
Yes.
then eat.
Hoggy's like plan.
But long walk.
Yeah,
Bird.
he doesn't get it, but he probably hasn't figured out that you can't hear him nodding either. But
Fair
you'd
enough.
assume the silences are him nodding profusely, as he tends to do.
Fair enough. Birds stop at night, so you rest. But you will catch bird.
Poggith, maybe not understand, but like bird. Follow bird?
Yes.
Follow
yes.
bird. Eat bird, then follow bird?
No. Follow, then eat. You hunt, then kill.
Crusto.
You do not kill, then hunt.
Crusto very wise. Nearly a match for Poggith's own intellect.
Close. But the great Poggith is much smarter than me.
Someday. Someday.
Someday.
Stupidest fucking character.
Ah.
I love it.
Someday.
Someday. He just keeps saying it. He's in
Someday.
a fucking loop.
No, I'd say you hear loud chewing from his end.
Have good chicken.
Not chicken.
Sheep?
No.
Mike and Ike.
Oh fuck.
You can't say fucking brands, Adrian.
Ike and
What you eating?
Michael.
I eat rock.
Oh, what the fuck?
Come on.
Alright.
Are we
I would
going
say
kobolds?
I'd say the two of them, Nick, just keep talking about food for like 10 minutes.
It's fair, all considered.
Like, and I'd say, because it's pretty late at night, you kind of start like dozing off slightly when you finally hear him saying goodbye, and then he puts away the stone and looks very pleased with himself. He did grab like a couple things off of nearby shelves and put them in his mouth, but you didn't see anything poisonous go down that gob.
Oh yeah, I'm
so
not stopping him.
I know poison
Yeah.
things. When Busto eat one too many book, he learns.
Okay, I don't doubt that. Are you gonna just call the...
Busto's intelligent.
This is your Busto on drugs. Can you call the kobolds now, or like, are we doing that? Yeah, you should probably do that. Do you remember what you're gonna say to them?
Go to Telechek.
Yeah, tell them about the ship.
Big ship.
Yep.
World ship.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pop out if you don't mind. You got it. You got the message. I trust you.
Okay.
If you need help, telepathically call me.
can you contact?
Sending. He has
Yeah,
like
but
20
with
fucking
sending,
scrolls.
can you?
Can you telepathically communicate whilst you have sending up? I don't think so.
No, I mean like how? I don't know the
Makes
restriction on
sense.
sending, but can you send it to anyone you don't know?
Oh,
Yeah, it has to be a
that's a good
creature with which
question.
you're familiar.
He's familiar. We killed him.
You
Oh
you
my
killed
God,
the
yeah, but
one
that's
guy.
pretty
you
I
a
know.
would
couple got
count
away.
that as familiar.
Yeah, but I don't
That's
think you're
pretty
familiar
up
enough
close
with those
and
random
personal.
codes. Can you name a single thing about one of them?
Yeah, they were red and they had
Wait,
wings.
are you doing
One of
this
them-
for the
one of them
innocent?
got
Are
away.
you doing for the flesh of the innocent?
Yeah,
No.
he is right about that.
Are they?
We're calling them so they can help us.
Honestly, through this last
doing
4 or
something
5
fun, I
days,
swear.
we probably would have realized that, all
Yeah.
things considered, and would have gone, or at least I would have flown there.
All right, you can
All things considered, but would you just like to do retcon like an in-person?
I'd say if
conversation?
you want to go after you're finished communicating with the others and go talk to them in person, that is fine with me.
Oh.
But I don't think you were familiar enough for sending to work with them,
Oh, that's fair.
unfortunately.
Before she leaves, then, Busto kind of walks up to Nick and hands her 3 sending scrolls.
Oh, thank you.
Can't use them.
I can make the check that he made.
Can't use
Yeah.
them.
Why?
They have to be in your spell list for your class.
No.
No, they don't. If you make a check, then sending isn't a druid spell, but I just
Oh,
cast it.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
fuck.
8+. It's 8+ level.
I thought you just had to cast. Oh, okay. Okay. I did not know.
10 plus level. Technically, it should be on your spell list.
Oh, we homebrewed it.
We've used them a lot like Skyrim in the past, and I think I'm okay with that.
Then-
I like it,
I
personally.
think it's nice.
Yeah,
If you go to the trouble of getting the scrolls, might as well be able to use them.
Okay.
that's fair.
Okay,
Um,
so I take 3 spell scrolls.
All right.
or whatever. Yeah.
Total of 8 of those suckers.
Okay.
Now, I would like to revisit our good friend Valia real quick.
Hi.
Hi.
I'll
So,
make those noises.
Ugly.
Oh no, I thought that was cute.
Thanks, Dave.
oh boy.
Fuck up.
What? Me and Dave had sex, okay?
The sexual tension has already started, ladies
It's
and
not
gentlemen.
tension. It's
They haven't even
welcoming.
met in the game
You're
yet.
sitting here because
Yes,
we
we
can
have.
and will legally kill
Yeah, they
you.
No, like in this session.
Right, it doesn't
I
matter. We
did.
still had sex.
I did sign a contract.
Yeah.
He did sign a legally binding contract.
You
to
made a
have sex
verbal
with
contract
Valia.
with me.
That and a written contract with Trevor.
All right.
He has to have sex with Valia once an episode.
Well, that is not-
He's gonna make that quite easy.
No.
Shut up.
So,
Yeah.
Valia, you have been up in that little cave for a little while now.
Am I going fucking insane?
No, it's fairly nice. All things considered, Oilum Tantriage isn't a terrible host.
Thanks, man.
He mostly just
He, like, brings
leaves
out
you
crackers
be.
and cheese and shit.
He seems to be kind of pretending you aren't there. He mostly, the only real time you run into any sort of conflict is when you try and go back into the cave anymore, and he just sort of pushes you back out, because he mostly just keeps you out on the cliffside in front of it.
Does he seem to, relax? now
Not
that-
in the slightest.
No?
No.
So, like,
He seems more on edge now that the sky is all fun.
so now, like, if I was to approach him with, like, a question, he would probably eat me?
No, he doesn't seem to be in a carnivorous
Okay.
mood, but
Hey.
his
I can't say his name, dude. I'm so sorry. Like, Nate cannot say that name. Thank you, that's what I said.
I want Nate to try and say it just for my benefit.
Oilum Tantriage. That was bad, even.
Oilum Tantriage?
Hey, that's the best
That
you've
was-
done so far.
Wow.
Fucking
Oily.
Oilum Tantriage?
Oilum Tantriage.
He's sort of been he's like resting across the
That
back
person?
end of the cavern there.
Fuck.
And you see he sort of lightly raises his head and opens one of those sort of shimmering blue eyes to regard you, but doesn't respond.
I got this book here. Tom left it. I found it. I don't.
Is your friend
He's you dick.
the golden dragon?
Yes. Yes, that's Tom. I didn't say that in game.
I'm
I-
not exactly interested in the literature of the metallic.
Right, I understand. It's just there are some names on here. I think I recognized one, but I can't seem to remember a lot of the other ones. And if Tom gave them the key, I'm sure they're at least somewhat powerful.
Friend of his was likely not a friend of mine. Yeah,
I was a friend of his.
precisely.
If whoever you sent comes back with news Oakstead's gone,
I won't think of you in favor, but I won't disbelieve you either.
you'll know there is a
A threat?
yes.
Yes, and I will consider supplying you with some necessary resources if I think it appropriate.
This would certainly help. If you just could maybe read it.
Sure.
Just kind of toss it over.
You see his tail sort of snakes around and pushes it up so that he can sort of see it in view. And he looks at it for a second and then he glances back at you and says, "What are you hoping I'll find?"
If
Exactly.
you recognize any names, I think most of them are last names, but some of them seem like first ones, like Gabriel or Samantha.
I'm afraid I don't know these folks.
Not even Corina.
If they are people I know, they are using aliases, unfortunately.
Could Now Valia might know this, but Nate doesn't. Do you know what the after the number is? Do you know what those are? Like the EX or the BE?
No, probably not.
Even though he has a horde, I'm assuming it's the currency.
No, he says, I could make some guesses, but it was never my business to be involved in business, Valia.
Right. Well, I just wasn't sure because you have. Can I see his horde?
He's sleeping on it,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Well, you have a very impressive amount of
Penis.
treasure.
So I was gonna go.
No, come on, guys. Only I'm allowed to make those jokes.
You have a very impressive amount of treasure, and these people are obviously rich, so I just wasn't sure. But I'm sorry to bother you.
It's fine. Valia,
Yeah.
have you considered that if I decide to believe you, it might be more beneficial for us to ally ourselves with Constantine?
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
Who exactly is Constantine? I know he's not as he appears.
Well, he's a brother. He's one of the first three, an immigrant to this world.
First three.
Emigrants.
Like.
You would probably know this story.
Okay.
And I mean, just for anyone's benefit, the story is basically that three brothers, when this side, because the continent on Thunica Alta is basically a ring around the world, along the latitude. I always mix those up.
Yep.
And the old world was on the other side of the world, up down, and the tale is that three brothers traveled
Longitude.
from.
Longitude.
Longitude.
Latitude with
Sure.
I
attitude
don't
never
know.
intersect. They should have taught you that in the fourth.
Thanks. Anyway, the three brothers all took different paths to get to the other side of the world and try and colonize to get away from their father. Two went below, but the last, Constantine, went across the ocean, so he arrived a
Magellan.
long time after his brothers.
Whack.
And you would probably know that, Valia. It's a pretty common, like, children's story.
Would I have known what race they were? Or if they were gods?
They were settlers of humans. They allied themselves with dragons.
Okay.
That's probably a little lesser
He's-
known
so-
one.
It's obvious he's not human.
The stories are always told by human.
Right. But I mean, like, it's obvious.
And this was, keep in mind,
I'm
this
not
was
saying it.
about 40,000 years ago.
Okay.
This was a long time ago.
I thought they were just myth.
No, Valia.
Who are the other two?
God, I always forget one of their names. Mikhail and Gwyn. Gwyn, Mikhail, and Constantine.
Are those two alive?
They
Or at least
were
around?
before your time, Valia. Your friend, Chryso Vasilius, may have known them.
If I recall correctly, he was a human that befriended, well, dragons?
Constantine was. Well, he was. A scourge might have been a better word for it. A disease. A monster. People called him a reaper. Brother killer. He had a lot of titles. But. Well. The people who tell these tales tend to twist them to tell of his devious exploits, descriptions of battlefields awash in the blood of his enemies. They also tell of his gradual disinterest in the world around him and eventual retreat into the shadows. Most of those folk tend to claim he is still there, sort of as a puppet master figure. But
Obviously.
the older myths, well, they tend to be greatly exaggerated or outright wrong. I wouldn't trust most of those if I were you personally, but if you were to believe my word, I would say the truth is not nearly so grandiose. our tales, those of the ones that were around closer to their time, tend to say he arrived on our world with the interest in bloodshed already mostly abated. His previous travels had changed his mind, and he found little interest in the mortal follies of life and death at that point. He is the type of figure that you don't particularly want to.
Piss off.
Yeah.
You call him a brother. Does that mean he's a dragon as well?
All of the founding kings were dragons. Valia, your race is descendant from dragons.
May I make a guess on what kind he is?
I guess I won't be able to confirm or deny for you. Again, Valia, you're asking me for facts about a children's myth.
This, if I may, this is something no children should ever have known about.
On the contrary, Valia, I would say this is something that all children should be taught from a very young age.
I see your points.
And he kind of whines forward at this point to get close enough to you that, like, you can smell his breath. It's like
Thundery.
Well, no, it would be like that ozone smell with just an undercurrent of like rot, like decay.
I believe you, but for some reason I can't stop thinking of like battery acid.
That's a good image too. It's that sort of tingly feeling.
Grossy.
And he says, if foolish children were taught that there were some monsters that they weren't prepared for, you wouldn't have come here.
I know you can't answer this, but the Death Priests don't think of us as a threat. However, Constantine chose all of us, but I feel like he especially stuck close to me. Dude, I don't know why. I mean,
Did you have something you wanted?
a way to I suppose, but according to this book, so did many people, even before us.
Perhaps they're less gullible than you are. You have friends, and with this he starts to actually like reel forward and like push you down, so you're actually like forced onto your back to kind of like pull away from him. And as he gets really close, he just like rears up, so he's just fully like shadowing everything above you, so you can't even see that light coming from the ceiling anymore. And he says, your friends are going to try and tell you it wasn't your fault, Valia. But in my opinion, I think it was. But if you are still hoping to win my favor, you certainly did make the right decision.
Tom is dead,
Yes.
And
Valuable
you-
for me.
and you are alive. However, as we just discussed, you are not the most powerful.
Ooh.
Big dinner
What?
time.
Oh wow.
Not a big
What
dick
kind
move
of
hour.
balls do you have?
Not a-
very big ones.
Of steel.
Not a big dick
Damn.
hour.
Ah, that was not good.
God.
Oh,
Oh no.
It's a big crack of lightning, bro.
Oh,
Okay, Valia, make a DC 23 dexterity
No.
saving throw, my
That
dude.
would be really
My dude.
Man. Shut up.
May I ask before I do this,
What's your
if I
modifier? Like,
fail,
what's
will
the
I
level?
die?
No, probably not outright. It depends on how many d10s I end
Wait,
up rolling well.
Can I do a practice one to see which die is better?
No.
no.
Okay. I'm using mine then. I'll use yours.
Don't use yours.
Dexterity saving throw.
Eh,
Didn't make it.
same
Same.
exact roll.
Christ, I don't remember which ones it is.
I did not make it.
But
Sorry, dude.
And That was the last of Valia.
No, he just said I probably won't die.
Probably.
See, I think after 4 days, I'm starting to get this guy.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna like. kill
All
you,
right.
And you're like,
I've
Take
got
more than
this
that
guy
to
on
kill
the
me,
hook.
bitch.
Not what you need to be
I'm
saying.
not saying that in game.
Well, dude, don't piss Trevor off. He might just ask you to roll initiative.
Trevor's fine. I can't. I have no words. I don't know. That's my note.
Right.
I have
I'm
no.
gonna
I
need a
have
note
literally
for
no-
this. Alright, this is too many notes. I just need to use the mechanics.
That's fine.
This is a 16d10 roll.
This literally could kill you.
It could. I don't think it will. I think it'll. It could put me out. It can't kill me.
No, it can kill you.
No, it can't. I have 115.
Well, I mean, it'll.
So
knock you.
after
Yeah,
you
that's
say
fine. I
that,
think
he rears back his head and regards you for a second, and you see that sort of lightning building around his teeth before he says, "Still stronger than you," and then he bellows downward, and this arc of lightning deals 112 points.
I'm up. I'm still up. I have 3 points left.
Oh, that was lucky.
As
dude.
this arc of lightning just slams into the center of your chest, and your whole like body like palsying and curling inward. Um,
3.
as he just discharges this
Guys, I
electricity. into
really
your
don't think
chest.
he's gonna attack again unless I say something else.
Yeah, well, don't say
I
anything.
didn't plan on it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure this wasn't the outcome you wanted.
That was in game. Anyway.
And he's sort of now just like crouching over you
I
with
never
this.
said you weren't stronger than me.
I'm gonna say he kind of picks up one of those big clawed hands and like rests it against your chest and says, "I don't like to be offended, Valia."
Points at shirt. Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right.
You did not wear that on purpose.
No,
I
didn't
know
not
this was gonna
a-
happen.
no, he's like
I just
want to
say, what a fucking moment.
He's Amir Blumenfeld, has the T-shirt under and goes,
Oh! He's like, you're right!
Give me 1 second. That would be a breath attack.
Do you think that
I
counts as
never
vicious
said-
mockery?
You were stronger than me. I just. You're the one that said we should team up with Constantine. And if we do, I don't think he'd like to have his power tested either.
You need to learn manners, Valia.
You can tell me I'm wrong. You can kill me. But that's the one.
Perhaps you're right. Do you offer an alternative suggestion for discipline?
That wasn't a ukulele. It wasn't not a
Can I
ukulele.
think for a second?
Sure. You can take your time to figure out how to handle dragon diplomacy. Because you apparently forgot what we talked about
I'm really
last time.
impressed.
I didn't forget.
really like having
I grew a
this
pair.
shirt So pale that it's making me look way too
You're
younger than
welcome.
I am. Yeah, thanks. Love it.
You're not unlucky because we center the light so it's in between
It's
you guys.
Right,
but it's
centered
right.
directly
Oh,
onto
my
me.
I almost want to put him on a suicide mission.
What?
I'm not saying it's a game. Kill Milkshake, bitch. When this is all done and over, and we come out on top, I'm yours. To kill, to use as a slave, to do this, do that, anything. If we win, you can have everything. You think that that's unlikely? Make me roll. Tell the truth.
Have you ever walked the streets of a slum, Valia?
walking and
Then you would be familiar with the lowly beggar who limps his way down the street each morning, wouldn't you?
I used to be.
Have you ever favored a leg, Valia?
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
No.
And
Long answer.
No.
in your silence, he raises up that claw again.
Oh, wait,
And-
but before you do it, am I gonna go down because of this? Because if I
Oh,
take
yeah.
damage?
I mean,
No.
probably.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
And slams it down on your left side, crushing your body against the cave floor from your hip down to right below your knee, sort of around the shin. And you feel this just like crushing pain as it shoots up your body and you pass out.
I'm gonna need a horse.
Thank you.
Or a magic hero. I do have a cow.
It's like
I feel like the cow could generate a new leg. I have a question. That would fit us. My stump would fit within a 1 foot box. Would mending work?
He didn't cut your leg off.
Oh, he just crushed it.
He just smashed you.
That would still work within a 1
Your
foot
leg
box.
Ending is
1
for
foot long, dude.
it's for non like
Magic.
human things.
Yeah, it can't
It's
be
for objects.
That's me a non-organic material.
Yeah,
we're gonna
thank
jump
you.
over to someone else for a minute.
Excuse me.
Um,
How many should I take? I'll just go. in.
you'll just go down.
Yeah. Okay.
Just stabilize yourself at 0.
I can't, but I can do one.
Okay. I am going to Dave,
oh. That's me.
out of curiosity,
Si, senor.
where exactly did you go? What was your reaction to the sky?
I was horrified. I didn't know what happened.
Where were you?
I was on the road. I've been looking for these guys for, it seems like, years. Mostly been a couple months.
Dramatic moment.
Yeah, I know.
It's been like 3 weeks.
It's been years.
Actually, it has been like a month and a little bit.
It's been about and
It's been a while.
Whatever you say is what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's been years.
it's been years. I've missed my love. No.
Fun fact.
As soon as I saw the red sky,
The
I
red
knew it was
line.
those fuckers. I knew they did it.
The fuck?
We didn't do it.
That's
No.
totally, that's
Wait,
totally fair.
that's
We were connected to it.
I lose a leg and you're like.
Okay, take it from my perspective. Some random buff assholes come into my bar that I always play at, playing music, and they beat everyone up. And then I have sex. That was good. Good sex, by the way. And then they
Didn't
just
need to know, but thanks.
3 times.
and then they just leave. I'm not gonna be not suspicious of them, to say the least. And if something really bad, like the sky, happens, I know what it
I just want to say you called me your love. I'm just saying that. I'm just putting that out there.
was a one-time.
You spend a month looking for me, so
That's good.
So,
Good sex.
I would say Cal's probably the one who ends up seeing you first. Because you're heading to Dioram, Cal.
I'm in Dioram, right?
Yep, I'm going back a little bit before you got there.
Oh.
You took the a magic carpet up, I'd assume, or were you just walking?
Well,
Yeah.
because we were in Dioram. That's how we got in the barrel.
I thought you were out on the road from Thalia, right?
No,
You
Before
taken camp
he's
in the
talking to
woods?
before that. He's talking before even the
Before-
sun. The sun.
No, I can't
No, I'm
be
talking
because
after
I-
him.
yeah.
Did
after
you,
the
were you
sun.
camping in the barrel in Dioram?
Yeah, we were
Oh,
in
okay.
Dioram, right? We were back in Dioram after we picked up
Yeah.
Valley and me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you're trying
I'd actually say, because they're the ones on the road,
Yeah.
they're probably the ones who run into Dave first. I'd say it is a rainy night, and you are flying above the road down to try and find where the kobolds had been before. When you see a figure kind of hobbling through the rain, he's maybe got like a blanket over his head to try and shelter
Is
him
my
from the
hood not
elements.
up?
You don't have a hood. You have a strap.
That's right.
I mean, I don't understand how the hood works.
No,
but-
but
It's just
yeah, but like men's overalls have like they go up really high, so there could be a hood right there.
That's literally a genius idea. I just want to let everyone know
If
right
you
now.
want a towel that clips onto your
Your
strap, I'm
overalls?
okay with that.
Okay, I have a strap-on hood.
Yep,
And it's denim.
It's of course it's it's khakis,
it's khaki.
waterproof khakis.
And yeah, but you see this figure sort of making his way down the road in the dark and in the rain. And I would say you recognize this
A
figure.
giant figure on the magic carpet.
Busto, in particular,
Yeah, I don't.
you remember meeting another Furbolg, and that is probably what prompts you to kind of bring the carpet down to the road to check out if he is all right. And Dave, you see this carpet descending from the air. You're sort of squinting to make it out when you recognize that big bushy beard and the red nose of another Furbolg.
I really just realized I'm
Yeah,
Santa.
no, you're
I have the handy haversack.
Flying
I
on a-
fly on a carpet. I fly
you have the
around.
big ass beard.
Yeah, I'm Santa.
Santa.
Ho ho ho, motherfuckers! Like, I conjure animals. Ring.
Busto?
Hello,
Busto, is that you?
Furbolg man.
That's you.
Me? Yes,
It's
Dave.
Dave.
Dude, who is
I
that
forgot
clown?
your name, dude. Dave. We saw him at the bar.
Nick wasn't there.
You guys went to a bar without me?
Who's?
Yeah, yeah, we did.
Oh,
This
you-
is Dave. Meet Dave.
N- Nice to meet you.
Nick, meet Dave.
Are we gonna land?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, let's land.
I roll up the carpet to kind of get it out of the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it in the
How
sack.
tall are you, dude?
I'm very tall, like 7'6".
I think I'm maybe
She's-
taller than you.
She's taller than me.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
the same height.
Oh,
Yeah, they
oh
look
yeah,
the
yeah,
exact same.
yeah, we're both
Yeah,
eight.
we're the same height, but.
Dave, you are in the unfamiliar position of being the shortest,
Shortest person in the
around.
room.
Like
It is
another boat.
not something you like.
No, I don't-
It's weird.
I'm really
I don't like-
pretty, just so you know, I have really sharp teeth, too.
Okay.
I'm just putting it out there.
And
how
I'm just putting
how
it out-
sharp my teeth are.
I'm just putting it out there that I have a
The
plus
best.
15 in seduction.
Okay, noted. I have
By the end of this episode,
made
Dave
up.
Shannon
Yeah, it-
will have
home-
fucked every
homebrew
person
skill
in our
check.
team.
What's your
Yeah,
passive seduction?
red
Yeah.
at
My- I don't know if I
7:58.
don't know if I
No, you
have
don't
a
have a
passive,
passive seduction.
so I do have
I
to
think
roll.
you have to
for it.
actively, yeah.
I have to actively seduce people.
So, dude, who is this guy?
Dave.
I'm Dave. I
He get
Oh my god.
the
what?
instrument. Archmage was telling me about it. It's like you have weird customs here. We play band now.
Busto's got it mostly right. I'm a traveling musician myself.
What? I'm a traveling musician.
That's crazy. What do you play?
I'm a
I'm-
traveling musician. I
Whistle,
say
whistle.
bird noises. Tweet, tweet.
That's quite wonderful, Busto. I know you're.
experimental.
It's some ambiance, you know,
No,
underground.
I can't play it in this form. It's meant for a smaller person.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a little.
What do you mean, this form?
Oh.
She's an oni. Do not know about onis?
Like a dog?
No.
No, like a demon.
Like a what?
Do you want to know,
I
like,
rolled an
Psychic
intelligence.
damage.
I rolled an intelligence saving throw just to make sure I don't like shut down for a second
do you
there.
want to see a really cool trick?
I'm always down for good tricks.
Yeah, you
It's
are.
14.
I shape shift into him,
Oh yeah.
and then
What?
Dave.
and
That
Dave.
That's a
your
really good
dreams.
trick.
They've come true.
Oh my
go-
god, I remember this! I
go,
fucking remember this. part.
that's unnerving,
and then
but really hot.
I use my mockery voice thing that I can do to
Oh shit!
say
You can mimic his voice.
I'm always up for good tricks in your voice.
Oh, my dreams have come true.
Dave, for,
Do I?
for the first time in history, you
So-
have been subjected to your own seduction.
Oh!
This is unprecedented.
Do I have to like
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Isabel, roll a d20.
Oh, a d20?
With persuasion. Persuasion.
Yeah, roll it.
As a seduction.
Okay, so it's 25 for seduction for her.
With the Dave bonus?
Yeah.
Just a wisdom for me.
Yep.
13.
Saving throw. Saving throw.
Oh, saving. Nope, 13.
Okay, Dave.
You see through my cactus.
Dave.
That I.
God, I feel like I made one all the way over here.
Dave. You think you might have a crush.
On yourself.
I knew that.
Kind of start getting flustered, maybe. Like a little.
Oh,
Yeah.
And of note, Busto. No, never mind. Busto would not notice
Yeah,
that.
Busted.
Yeah, and then
Um,
I
Actually, you do have an insane perception.
Plus, you have to
Dave,
each
the
other.
only real new addition is his right arm. He has this big sleeve tattoo leading all the way up to his
nice,
shoulder.
dude, that's sick.
Aztec-y tribal kind of.
It's pretty damn cool.
Okay, yeah, and then I turn back into my regular form.
He's nevertheless still enamored.
So you don't see that every day, right?
No, not every
I
day.
do.
I know.
I see it every
because
day.
we basically live together.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
So what are you guys doing here?
Finding some lizards, hopefully. Do you know where they are?
I mean, no.
Clan Clawback.
Kobold fellas.
No, I haven't seen the enemies.
They're around here.
How are they now? Would you like me guys to? Would you like me to join you guys? Me guys to join you?
You want to try that again?
Busto
We'll give you a
observes-
free one. We'll give you a free one.
Okay, Dave's a little nervous.
Yeah,
Let's-
I-
he's
I-
out of
I-
his element.
Dude, I'm trying to get
Observes
rid of my
this
boner
fluster
right now. I'm trying to talk to Busto.
He's
Let's be honest,
multitasking.
Dave. It doesn't get lower, it gets up, my man.
And that was that.
dreamy.
That wasn't that.
You're fucking right, he is. Sorry, I missed.
I am like the mystical creature also known as Santa Claus, my friend.
Santa's house.
Well, I mean, sure, if you want to come.
I look at Nick and I go, yes, I'll come with you guys.
Thank you.
Well,
Ooh. That came out of nowhere.
Okay.
Dave has the anomalous
You say
effect of
okay.
melting the
okay?
foundations of this
Yeah.
universe and just bleeding away at any sense of rationality. Okay. So, you are heading off to go talk to Clan Clawback, right? Well, since you're on the road out of Diorum, you are about in the right direction if you want to bring Dave with. Sorry.
What's going on with you?
I've had a lot of
Soda.
Orange.
Orangina tonight.
Carbonated orange beverage.
Holds it up. Don't do that.
Don't.
No,
Oh,
no
we're getting
product
sued
placement.
again.
Guys, we've said
It's too
Orangina
late.
so many fucking times.
Yeah,
We've
we-
done that so
It's
many fucking times.
refreshing.
So refreshing.
Orangina, sue us.
If anything, they're
No,
gonna be like,
wouldn't they
Sponsor
want to
us.
sponsor us?
Yeah.
Give us money.
Orange,
I mean, we were
Orangina,
yelling
you're
about
out.
Irish.
boners about 5 minutes before we showed off their product. So, you know. So,
yeah.
Orangina, it makes you burp.
Orangina.
Gives you boners.
Yep. That's what I was gonna say.
That's a seller.
if you want to bring, so you're bringing Dave with.
Oh my god.
Busto, what exactly is your strategy to go talk to Clan Clawback?
Because we couldn't connect with them with the message.
Sending, yeah.
right?
We couldn't
so
connect
we
them.
She's just gonna answer for you.
So, Busto's plan. Busto was not Crusto at that time, no, right?
Can we just remember something real quick?
What?
Part of the plan was intentionally not meeting these guys face to face so that they wouldn't know that we're talking to
Yeah,
them.
but
Yeah,
there's
I know.
no
But no, I'm just saying.
Improvision.
I'm just like.
I'm actually going to cast a spell.
Okay, that I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Because Dave Shannon is a random person on the road, all things considered.
Oh, wait. No, I just got a plan. But now, hear me out. You shouldn't do this.
Okay.
No, we should.
She can already turn into Dave Shannon.
Yeah.
You can also turn into Dave Shannon.
I can.
You just have all Dave Shannons.
And
I
Oh
can,
my
I
God!
can turn into Dave Shannon.
And then it's like the cup trick, and they won't know which one is the real,
real
one,
Dave
so
Shannon.
It doesn't even,
Yeah, but that doesn't do anything. What will that do?
Well, they also don't know
It'll
who
be
Dave
fun
Shannon
for
is.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
but in like a couple days, when you're a part of our party, they'll be like, "Oh, this guy that talked to those kobolds."
Oh, this guy that. There's 3 of them?
There's 3 extremely handsome
You've
men.
got to label each of you and label
Dave
you
one,
like
Dave
6,
two.
9, and 23. So they assume there's just tons of Dave Shannons.
6, 9, and 420.
Damn it, I didn't even do that on purpose.
Yeah,
Of course.
Could have had it all.
6, 9, and 69.
That works. That's a good one.
So,
And then
Bus would actually like to do something
Right, 'cause 6
weird.
Six with
Um,
seagulls.
equals 60.
Weirder than turning into
Just like
Dave
on
Shannon?
That's
Yeah.
not weird at all. I would do that.
Busto's going to kind of tap out Basilisk.
Yep.
Whilst he's kind of doing that,
Nick, can you cast see invisibility?
I don't have that spell, but I can do it naturally.
Onis have that.
Oh no, it's something I get at level 14 or whatever level we're just at 13.
what?
Rogues are OP.
Do it.
Rogues are broken.
It
Look at
does
things.
have a field of pretty close to me. It's like a radius of, I think it's 10 feet around me.
Damn, I can see that.
Thrower.
That's what you're gonna
We're
say.
just running around and jumping at trees like, no, there's nothing up here.
Well,
I can think of
I'm-
like a dog
I'm
in a
pretty
field
sure
of tall
I can
grass.
turn into a bird myself
What?
Holy
Yep, 'cause
fuck!
you're an Oni.
and fly around.
Can you have Dave Shannon's face as you do that?
No,
I don't
Onis have to
think
turn into humanoids.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
they?
no, it is
Okay, yeah,
humanoid.
that,
Yeah.
that
Can you
checks
be a
out.
You could be an Aarakocra.
That's
Oh fuck, you could
true.
be. That's so fucking.
Could she be like a Kenku?
There is a limitation how many
Kenkus can't
times
fly,
per
the Aarakocras.
long rest.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
you can do
yeah,
the.
yeah.
Aarakocras have a natural flight speed of 50. But that's so. I didn't know that about.
Let me see how
Onis.
many times you can do the polymorph thing.
It's cool.
That is really cool.
How many times?
Not
It's
as much
just-
as changelings.
It's
I know.
in action, right?
The changelings can do it for free.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You can do it a lot.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Can they?
it's,
More than.
If changelings can turn into Aarakocra, then
I don't think they can. Well, I think. Let me rephrase it. I think they can. I don't think that they can flight speed because
that's a good point.
it's
Yeah.
considered that
I'll
you're
just-
not proficient.
I'll just look within 10 feet of me, and we can move the carpet around if necessary.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
suppose. Yeah. And I would also like to make a perception check just to see if there's anything else maybe following in. Mostly I'm looking for tracks, and I know it's rainy. Do you want me
God.
to take disadvantage because it's raining?
I would prefer that. Just do a -5
Oh, okay.
or disadvantage is fine.
Okay. Disadvantage then. I mean, I think that's a total 21.
Okay. Yeah, no. I would say in terms of
Yeah.
tracks on the ground
Sorry,
around you.
22.
In terms of tracks on the ground around you, I'd say you probably the only ones of note. You can find these little scaly reptilian tracks, which you'd assume were left by the kobolds. That actually do seem to populate this road pretty frequently, mostly sticking to the side and sort of moving along in this like S pattern. Besides that, that's about the only thing of note that you would run into. And Nick, you don't see anything invisible within 10 feet.
Okay.
I do a really strange thing.
And Dave, you're there too.
I'm there. I have true
You're just
sight.
there.
What?
I have true sight. I can see in the dark.
Good for
Dark
you.
vision or true sight?
Both.
Wait, you have true
Wait, you
sight?
have true sight?
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
How do you have true?
Wait.
That
wait.
means you can see everything.
Yeah, literally.
What?
Invisible. You can
Yeah,
see invisible
because you
things.
can see
Wait,
Yeah,
invisible.
this
where
whole
is it?
time we've been
Wait.
trying to do stuff, and it's just like, no, I can do it. It's just I didn't think it was important.
Wait. Oh, dang it. Wait. True sight.
Dude.
How?
No, no, you're pressing on your additional sense.
Yeah, that's my additional sense.
Do I have true sight?
Okay, let me look at his features and
Additional senses.
Where?
Probably under
Bards
features and
get
traits.
true sight?
I mean,
don't
she can just see
know.
invisibility,
Wait.
so I'm not like.
I don't know if it's because I chose the inquisitive type or path or whatever it
Wouldn't
is.
I love
Why was
Trevor's
it there?
reaction.
Look
That's a
up-
big
'cause that's-
deal.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's
It's
like
a
stuff
big
you
fucking
can-
deal.
Yeah, I know, but I
Special
just-
senses are described below. You don't have
You
it.
Dang
okay,
it.
He doesn't have it.
Oh, okay.
Dang it!
Sorry,
I
dude.
I always look at
Okay,
them like,
guys,
wow, I
he's
have
our
a lot of
newest.
stuff.
It's okay.
You're like, wow, I love
No, it wasn't even that. It was just that it was worrying because
You can
because True Sight's a
literally
big
see
freaking
Yeah.
deal, dude.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh yeah, I see what happened. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, no True Sight.
That's a shame.
Sorry, buddy.
Shucks darn it.
Shucks darn it.
All right.
I don't have a leg.
So, with
No,
the
no,
area
it's
sort of
just a
padded
little-
down, what is your modus operandi here? What are you trying to do?
Trying to track.
All right. Go ahead and make a survival check for me real quick.
21.
21. So yeah, it's actually not that hard to follow the tracks now that we've already found them. Some of them have been washed away, but it's more like they've been worn deep enough that it's like a deer trail kind of thing. And so you kind of follow off into the woods.
Right before that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would like to cast something.
Sure.
I'd like to cast Conjure Animals.
Okay.
And I would like to create.
I wasn't gonna do it.
And I'd like to cast or create 4 bats.
Okay.
I think actually bats are 1 ACR, right? Right?
I hold that.
I think
Maybe.
they are. My apologies. Because I'd like to cast a multitude of bats and then have them scatter. Essentially.
Many, many bats.
I'm asking Dave like where he's from and if he comes here often.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Dave, he's never
Uh,
been
My
flirt.
sister, I'll kill you.
He's
Challenge
never been
0.
flirted with this hard before. He usually does.
Want to
that.
just let me take 8
Like,
then?
flip
Sure.
the tables.
Because it's 8 beasts of challenge
The
rating
tides have
quarter or
taken-
lower.
Yeah. Okay.
Ew.
So, I summon 8 bats. And bats have dark vision, blah 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 blah.
Everything has dark vision, dude. Pretty much.
I mean, I suppose.
Unless they're blind.
They have blind sight, which is it can perceive things without relying on eyes.
They don't have dark vision.
That doesn't matter because I don't need that.
They have echolocation.
Yeah,
That's how
so
bats
it's
work.
perfect. Yeah.
You would
So,
use it?
and then I'm just sending 8 bats all around to try to find a crow, essentially, or a raven, or something that is not visible with the naked eye.
All right.
How would they? Wait. How? My question. How would they know that it's not visible with the naked eye, though? If they're just sensing.
Because they also still have eyes.
But can they actually see?
Yeah, they can still use their eyes.
I'm just asked.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. It's just
Jesus
they,
Christ.
I'm sorry. I get defensive, my man.
I would say
fucking
with
leave.
with your bats flitting around through the treetops above you, I mean they find birds. There's a blue jay, a couple of woodpeckers, that sort of thing. There's even some of those big like colorful fantasy birds.
Phoenix.
No spooky ravens though.
And the spooky ravens.
Regular ravens.
Then I'd like to call just a couple, and look at them. Basically, just point behind me, and try to have them find an air elemental that I assume is still following.
Interesting assumption.
Would they be able to like feel that? Because it's not corporeal.
Dude, they can echolocate their bats.
But it's air.
Yep, that's a great question.
It's
that,
like
that
finding a
Busto would know
cloud.
the answer to.
I suppose.
They can definitely look.
Yes.
It's not that difficult of a
You can
thing.
use
And
any
they,
other
well, the thing is that
elemental-
they still have eyes, and air elementals churn, at least in the rain, would churn up a lot of water.
True,
So
that's
they
a
would look
really
like
good
water
point.
But
elementals.
if it's high enough. Would it? If it's in the sky.
Regardless, they can look.
Okay.
All right.
The rain is a good thought.
So, I would say following those kobold tracks into the woods, with your passive perception, you get, I don't know, maybe 30 meters into the woods before you start sort of noticing some little forms moving around. But they don't seem to be moving towards you. They're just sort of milling around and like watching you. And then once you get up maybe another 10 paces beyond that, you see a little form step out onto the path in front of you and sort of brace himself with this like little tiny spear, and he just sort of like legs splayed, like almost a very attempt to be intimidating,
He's like an
I'm
army
gonna
man.
take advantage on what I'm about to do for intimidation.
which, yeah, I'm gonna roll intimidation against you first.
If you get a natural 20, I'm gonna
I
lose it.
swear to the high.
No, I'm coming out with ball swinging too, my man.
And I have a -1 to this, and I'm gonna give him disadvantage because he's.
And
not-
you get -5 total because you're 2 sizes lower than me.
It's just a cute little thing.
Yeah.
Or you might get double disadvantage then.
Can you get a nat 1
It's
and
a
faint?
16 -1 -5.
You're scared
Yeah.
of yourself.
You have 16
I'm not very scared.
disadvantage?
Yeah, I got a 19 and a 16. Did
Good
pretty
for
well.
you.
I'm afraid of you tonight.
Wasted it on that roll, but that's okay.
Thank God.
Um,
I'd like to
he's not particularly scary.
I'd like to intimidate him.
Okay, what do you do?
He's a broken.
I pull out Basilisk
He's like, fuck.
and give
The guy that killed our leader.
A stick.
yeah, and give a charge of Disintegrate. And I'm not firing Disintegrate. I'm just kind of arcing the energy that Disintegrate would have
That is scary.
at him
I'm
directly.
scared.
Yeah.
Gonna shoot axe?
At him directly, and just going.
Do you want this to happen again?
Bad
You
roll.
gave yourself
Bad roll. I
advantage.
What?
You gave yourself advantage.
Yeah, because is that okay?
I suppose with their history with yeah, it's fine.
He's
Okay.
very, very
With their
low.
history of Disintegrate,
Yikers.
ask me in the future before you give yourself a roll. It's
Without advantage 15, with advantage 17.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter.
yeah, so Busto steps forward and that like green light starts to shimmer around the tip of his wand, as the kobold sort of clutching his spear, just like I would say like deer in the headlights just sort of freezes in place, staring back at you.
We said we would come back for your help.
And Clan Clawback has waited.
Good. Go to Nick,
Yeah?
where are
Yeah.
we going?
Okay.
Tell them.
Why don't you set up a link with them? And then,
Oh. Okay.
yeah, so the kobolds are basically lizards, and he's basically like if Guy Fieri was
Who is this guy? Who is this fiery guy you speak of?
Holy shit! I just got roasted.
I'm just
That hurt.
I'm sorry, but
You do not
I don't
see
give
the
a shit
picture.
what our overlay says.
Yeah.
My new headcanon for Busto is Guy Fieri with a big ass beard.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Flavor Town.
Are you calling Guy Fieri stupid?
No,
He has
Guy
a
Fieri
big
is the
heart.
wisest being in
Yes.
all of the
No,
universe.
he has
might be
really
stupid,
high
but he's very
wisdom.
But like,
low intelligence.
he does not have low intelligence.
He
Guy
called
Fieri-
He has average.
His motto is fucking Flavor Town.
Flavor Town. And it's not even flavor, it was Flavor
Flavor
Town.
Town.
No, Flavor
Which,
Town.
to be fair, is brilliant.
I would say Guy Fieri gets an 11 in intelligence.
Slightly above average.
Okay,
Slightly above
Back
average.
to the
High
game.
charisma.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know what my next character is gonna be.
Big
Is it just?
I've already made it.
Actually, that's what I.
I've totally forgotten what we were talking about. I'm just thinking
The
about Guy
kobold.
Fieri.
The
now.
Kobold.
Yeah, we're
Your class.
Mental
Yeah,
link.
so I would like to cast telepathic link.
I've seen one of these.
God
strange
fucking
creatures.
damn it, Nate.
So does that mean you have
actually-
to kind of kneel down to start?
Yeah, well, I would actually.
Small town.
Are you the leader?
No.
Go get them.
And he sort of, you see him kind of like square his shoulders and he steels himself and kind of like starts to point the spear and then just sort of like keeps it neutral and brings it to his chest and says, If you wish to talk to Clan Clawback, you can talk to me. Thank you.
That's so cute.
God, he's trying to be.
He really is.
Literally.
His head explodes.
17. Trying to kind of gauge why he won't let me talk to the leader.
It's 17. It's not his decision, I would say, is about all you can glean from that. He doesn't seem to be particularly pleased about what he is saying, but he has to say it. Orders, I guess.
Who's in charge of this ambush you have. I mean, I see your other kobolds in the grasses to the right and left, and we've gone through this before.
No ambush, sir. Just reinforcements.
I point them all at them.
Can you actually see
It's
them?
just reinforcements in case you are here for bad, for ill.
No, I want to talk.
Cleodor is strong, but Cleodor is alone. He.
Cleodor.
It's just his name.
That's so
Aww.
I don't. Theodore the K. And an L.
Cleodor. I like that name. It reminds me of a deer once.
cute. That's
Thanks.
This is not the time.
Well, the deer protected the water from the animal kingdom,
That is so sweet. Hey, Theodore.
but the deer
Just pretty
couldn't
crazy.
see the lion through the trees.
Why can you not bring us to your leader?
Our grand and glorious leader is indisposed at the moment. He's busy. Doesn't want to talk to you.
Can I read what's going on with this fella, maybe? A little. My insight's crazy.
I was trying to give an analogy that he's the deer and he doesn't see the bigger problem.
Natural 20 on
You
insight.
didn't do
Jesus.
very good.
Yeah.
What is going on here, Trevor?
Problem with talking to the leader
He's the one that
is
got
that Busto
disintegrated.
disintegrated
Yeah, that's
him
what I
like a
thought.
while ago.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Of
But what I
course.
say, what Nick would gather is he is covering up the fact that the leader is not gonna be disposed ever again, and Clan Klavik doesn't really know what to do
They haven't chosen a new leader.
because
They haven't chosen a new leader.
They're a crappy organization.
They
Yeah, they're
need
kobolds.
democracy.
Yeah.
They need democracy. Okay.
A kobold can't be the leader of kobolds.
I suppose. Well, would you have told me that?
Yeah. His leader's fucking dead.
Oh, I remember killing him.
Oh.
And I complete
Shit.
I remember killing him.
he takes like a solid step back.
Pretty sure I was just
Well,
for the first time.
couldn't crack my neck there, damn. That would have been a lot more intimidating.
You just.
I got you.
Failure.
I'm scared of
I've already cracked it.
meet IntelliCheck.
This is to tell public link, I apologize.
Meet
Oh, if you talk in his head, he jumps like a foot in the
No,
air.
you need a piece of his hair
They don't have hair.
or something from him, right?
Yeah, it's
Like a
but it's any
scale.
bodily part,
I could easily.
You haven't gotten anything.
I could easily grab something off.
or it's even a piece of clothing.
You still don't have
I know, but you still don't have anything.
Oh, I suppose.
Do you want me to get something? So I can get something.
give me a piece of your.
Give me pants.
Take off your
Do they have
pants.
nails?
Yep, they have little claws.
Take a scale.
Rip a claw off.
Jesus
Oh!
Christ.
You monster.
You can just trim your claw. Trimming your claw would be fine.
Busto.
For the record, Busto's on a rage at the moment.
Busto is power hungry.
Busto's pissed off. boys.
Busto's level 1 in Barbarian
I'd say
and just went
he
down.
kind
taught
of
him
he
that.
kind of
Nice.
looks a little freaked out for a second, then like digs into a little pocket on the side of his leathers and pulls out like a little like a baby tooth kind of thing, and he throws it over to you guys.
Good enough. Wait 10 minutes. Make
Oh.
sure there are no birds.
Hold on. And I pull a hair off of Dave's head and I.
Ow. Wait, does this mean all of us can hear it?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. When
Oh
you're
yeah,
berries.
actually, yeah.
It's group chat, remember?
I'm dreaming.
You'd have to like pull it out
Is
of that
Cameron in the
break.
group chat too?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no.
And I put them all in the circle, and then I align everyone's shit together. And I
Yeah.
magic.
I just sit there for 10 minutes. and
Magic.
waiting for it.
That's how
the fuck
magic.
is that?
Oh,
That's how
wait.
magic
How many
works.
feet
Magic.
is 7?
What?
7? Or 8?
Oh shit! Yeah, there's too many people.
1, 2,
Take
3,
me out,
4,
Luke.
5.
Oh, you don't know.
And plus Cameron.
Take
6
Cameron out.
plus the kobold.
So I'll take Cameron and you out. 'cause
No,
you're
no,
secret.
there's
You don't
7.
know.
7 should be fine, right?
7's fine.
Because 8 is
I'm
your
just
limit.
making sure.
Oh yeah, shit, it is 8. Yeah, it's not 5. It's 5 to 8.
Why are you taking 2 people?
Whatever. Okay, we're fine. We're good. So
math, Arthur.
I set up and I talked to them.
Yeah, I know. When you first talk to his head, he does jump like, he's like startled half to death.
Can you give a little startled scream?
Bleh.
That was
Solid.
awful.
He is a lizard.
Subpar at best.
Trash.
Don't worry, I'm in your brain.
Bleh.
Valia's having night terrors over here.
Is that the sound of him screaming or the sound of his shits hitting?
A little bit of both.
Bleh.
Ew.
You're on a group chat. She can talk to you. My friend Cal can talk. Hello, Cal.
Alright.
See?
Hey,
That's
Cal.
not me. That's
What?
that's her. That's
Picked up this guy called Dave. He's in the chat now.
Oh.
Cal,
Oh god, it's you. Hi, Dave.
Cal, where's Valia?
get right to business.
Oh yeah, she like fucked off to
Yeah,
find a
shut up.
dragon.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
Oh true.
She just
She
fucked up.
fucked off.
Literally.
I think she
I'm now
fucked up with
dreaming of
somebody else.
Dave.
No, yeah, she's like really pissy.
I look off in the distance, very remorseful. Because like,
The object of your quest.
Just focus. Meet us in Telesec. Bring all of the clan. Anything to add?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you're
what,
fucking dead.
sir? Why? Why? Why are we going to telecheck and why do we have to leave?
Hey, just listen to your master.
We're saving the region.
Clan Clawback will not bend the knee without explanation.
Okay.
Busto kill.
So
This is all in my head. So.
Busto smash.
So, I will tell you this.
And Busto's basically gonna go a bit intimidating, hopefully. I'd like to arc energy from my eyes like out completely. Use disintegrate arcing and then druidcraft to cause a giant thunderstrike.
That's not true.
Yeah, but I can nature.
Oh, really?
And just go.
But you cannot tell anyone.
oh wow!
Fuck!
Damn!
You're welcome.
Quality.
Top
Just-
audio, everybody.
He just nods his head. Like a lot. Like you're worried he's gonna shake out another tooth.
Oh,
Another
Worried, excited.
Do you see the sun?
it's super raining out at night.
Have you seen the sun?
We have seen the sun, yes. It must be a message from the gods.
Yes,
A warning?
you could say. We're trying to prevent it. We need your help.
And you see. Okay, wait. I'll actually roll to see how much he can compose himself.
I don't.
Just
I
shits
like
himself,
that look.
Shits himself completely.
Not at all. 3. So he
He
kind of
starts
goes.
running around in
He
circles.
kind of like he's sort of like bouncing on the balls of his feet, and he goes.
Ow!
He goes.
Ben.
He's sort of bouncing on the balls of his feet, and he goes.
That's so sad.
He goes. Will it be honorable, sir?
The death? Maybe.
Just hear Cal
The
laugh on
journey.
other side of the-
Yes.
If we are to ride into battle, then we will be the soldiers.
There'll be some of them. Just like I, Nick, Cal, all of us. We need as much help as we can get.
He sort of looks back at the other kobolds that have started to gather in the woods, and then he turns back to you and he kind of furrows his brow and kind of tries to look serious. And he plants the spear in front of him and goes, "We'll be in Telechek 3 suns from now, sir."
All of them come out of the woods like stand.
How can there be 3 suns if the sun's always there?
It's not.
It's just slow.
But that's a lot.
3 days.
Yeah.
But it's slow.
Could I?
Maybe not 3 suns. What is your name?
His name's Theodore, dude.
Cleodor.
Cleodor Alvaldi.
Cleodor
Sir.
Alvaldi.
Cleodor Alvaldi.
Cleodor Alvaldi.
Close enough. It's the name I already said once, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Cleodor.
You asked the first time.
Oh.
Cleodor, I will contact you when we need you.
Oh. So you're not. You're still gonna be.
In the
Okay.
brain. It will be soon,
Okay.
but stay ready.
Okay.
Last question. Who's your greatest enemy here?
What?
Who is
Don't
your...
kill anymore, please?
No. No more killing. Now is the time to band together. Cleodor, you have been called.
No gas is coming.
It will come for you soon.
And Buster kind of just walks away.
Okay.
Kills him.
Disintegrate.
By the
Buster
way.
just kind of kills him.
By the way, I think as far as new leaders go, you're not half bad. Considered it?
You see, he kind of like tries to like
Fights back and
stay serious, but you can see he is very pleased to have gotten that praise from you. I'd say as the tallest of the kobolds are really simple. You're the biggest. He
Yeah.
assumes you're the leader.
Yeah. Which is, he assumes correct.
He seems quite happy.
You know what's
for your
kind of
praise.
funny though?
Yeah.
Because we're all this like relatively, or you and I are at least at
We're
the same
almost
height.
Exactly the same height, yeah.
So it kind of does make sense that they would listen to both of us and
And
Not Dave.
I mean, I have no
also
clue what's
wearing
going on.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Dave's just like,
Okay.
is.
Like, this is weird.
Even a kobold can
Ate
recognize
some of those
fashion.
shrooms on the way over.
Whoa, okay. Bide your tongue, ma'am. Khaki overalls are the thing where I'm from.
So to say.
I think that's as good a place as any to take a quick break.
Oh yeah.
fair enough.
All right, boys. Keep thinking about khaki overalls. Enjoy a quick video, and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
See you guys
On my
in
way
10
upstairs.
Love
I
you.
gotta stay in character.
minutes.
Love you too.
I will.
That was a clusterfuck.
I can't say that wasn't not my fault.
I like how you
But-
confuse it up though.
It's 30 seconds of black. It's no big deal. And we'll just cut it out.
Don't
So-
mind me, just boning the wall.
Oh shit.
Almost.
Is it this side?
We doing okay, boys?
No, yeah, we're fine.
We're just boning the wall.
That's how my head
Ooh,
just
I
had
look
it.
less white. Look at that,
Good on you.
guys. I tanned well.
Yeah.
You're-
Pop into the tanning
That's
booth.
why you were late. You're
I had
I had to
Ike and
finish
Mike.
up on my cycle.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
not a brand name. Ike and Mike.
There's something ugly about that.
I had
you
Ike and
know?
Mike.
Ugh.
so
I ate it
we.
first.
Shut the fuck.
It's okay. So we are going to return to you, Cal. I would say. How long are you spending in Dior?
Long enough to militarize the MPF and get them moving around.
All right.
I don't even know if I can do that though. I do have the scepter.
Yep. I would say let's run if you're going in to talk, let's address when you. Well, I would say probably the first place you'd want to go is to the military wards, which are right by the Citadel, 'cause that's where the top ranking members of the NPF are usually housed. There's a woman there named Amelia Houston. She's generally the like acting leader in the absence of
They
the general.
recognize me.
I doubt it, frankly. Your old platoon mates might, but these people, if they even were in, service when you were in the army, they were high enough up that you probably never encountered them. But I'd say you can certainly go talk to her, at least.
That's what we'll do.
I'd say venturing into the inner city in Diorum is sort of uncanny, since the outside area is mostly I know, fucking chicken
I
noises.
like it.
As the outside area of Diorum is sort of still broken down and in recovery, the inside is absolutely not. It is fine. It is for other. While those people out there are all starving and like trying to figure things out, the people in the richest section are still pretty much okay. And so I would say venturing towards that main sort of army building would definitely is definitely a lot easier than you expected, I'd say. You kind of were thinking you'd have to like fight your way through or sneak through, but you basically end up just being able to walk right up to the front door. There's like one guard outside, but he is just like sitting on the steps, and he looks exhausted. Like he barely acknowledges you when he approaches. He does barely more than sort of lift his helmet and like put out a spear to stop your path, and sort of mutters. He's like, business. Sorry,
Pleasure.
are you supposed to be here right now?
Not really supposed to, but I've come to talk to somebody.
For what reason?
I'm just talking about some things going on in the city, you know, after all this happened.
All right. And he stands up and goes, name? Sorry, name? Do you have a
Quinn Conago?
That is.
Oh, Trevor.
All right.
He's
Do you want him to roll?
Do you want me to roll?
I'm just sort of rolling a wisdom save. I mean, you can roll deception if you'd like.
That's awesome.
That's fine.
It's more than a 5.
Okay. He goes, all right, sir. Right through this door, and he pushes open the little door and leads you into this extremely understaffed building. Like, there are all these like spaces that people could be working in, but for the most part, they are just empty. There's like nobody
I'm
around.
gonna ask him. Question. What's going on with all this? I thought people were supposed to be manning these stations.
Oh, yeah, no, there's not a lot of people stuck around in here.
What do you mean?
Well, we had a lot of army out at the time, and they just never really came back. We lost a lot in the
Where
big.
were they?
Oh, they're and around, just general locations. There's still pushing the front. We had a few down in Midland, but I wasn't deployed at the time, and we lost a lot of people in the attacks, and more were killed afterwards. But I'm still here, so I get to go to work.
How many
He
guards are
sounds so
left?
depressed.
How many guards are left here in the city?
Well, we still got a few hundred, but it takes a lot to keep patrolling, you know.
Yeah.
I'll go see if Amelia's in. If you just wait here for a moment.
Alright.
And he sort of just walks, heads up the stairs, and you hear a tonk 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 as he presumably taps his spear on the outside of her door. And then a few moments later, 2 sets of footprints are turned down the stairs, and that guard sort of comes to stop at the bottom and just stands there with his spear as this little like gnomish or maybe halfling woman walks out, and she's got her hair done up in like a kind of like a dewbob. I don't really know what that's called.
Like
It's sort of beehive
like a
look.
beehive,
Okay.
yeah.
And it's sort of streaked with gray, and she has the very traditional NPF uniform with the big badge right on her right lapel. And she sort of looks at you, and she doesn't quite have that same level of haziness, but she does look a bit overworked, and she goes, do I know you? Are you here for,
No, I've come to talk about just the city and helping it in general. There's some things that are going on.
are you looking to enlist? We could always use
No,
new
I've already
members.
done that. Been there. I'm not gonna do that again.
I know you shouldn't have.
Oh fuck! I left. Oh, okay.
You
Yes.
were in our troops? For how long?
I wasn't really. It's like a video, you know, where like he's
Yeah.
sweating so much that he's like, literally just pouring a glass of water on his head.
Just because I have a weapon and I'm at the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
And
I'm
there's blood
suspicious.
on it. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I'm innocent.
I wasn't really part of the army, but my father had a big role in it.
Guess that's not
Technically.
technically a lie.
I'll pull out the
Okay.
scepter.
Okay.
Dude.
That's a mistake.
I
No,
don't know
no,
where you're
listen.
going with this.
Yeah, I mean, you pull out the scepter,
There's a
and
lot
her
of
hand
that going on
immediately
tonight.
like goes to her hip, and you see her like grab onto the hilt
This was his.
of her, grab onto the hilt of her blade, and she goes, "Oh shit, you're not here for business, are you?"
No,
I-
He's the king.
I'm here to help the city. I'm here to help everyone. I'm not here to do anything. I have no malintent.
Well, how'd you get the scepter then?
I'm gonna take out the hood of the Lunar Knight and throw it on the ground
Literally.
from him.
I say she takes the end of her rapier and sort of like flips it over and goes, "Oh,
I thought I should get revenge. You killed my father.
so this is blackmail." Okay.
It's not blackmail.
Well,
This has nothing to do with you. It's
you're
just
the
showing my status.
you're the one who assassinated our king, and you've come in
No.
here.
No, that's not what I was saying.
We have a scepter.
Yeah, I killed the Lunar Knight. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's making third dimensional plays, Trevor.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
that's why my
Go-
face this entire time has been like
All right, go ahead and make a
Oh.
deception check then.
Th-
This is an
Third
important roll, my dude.
this is a third dimensional play.
Okay. 10.
Average.
Can I have advantage? It's pretty good.
I
It's pretty
don't
good
think that's
outcome.
right.
It's
I
a
don't-
pretty good
Why
outcome.
would
He
you
did
have-
bring props.
I have the Lunar Knight
He has
step.
showmanship.
Yeah,
I
he
have
does.
the Spectre. Scepter.
So,
Spectre?
Spectre. That's a ghost.
Yeah.
I would say with all that stuff, this is even capable of happening.
Yeah.
All right, insight.
Trevor roll.
It's a net one.
Yes! Let's
go!
baby!
Oh my god!
Pinching me!
Sorry.
Emily, come
Stop
verify
putting
that.
your arm
Come
there.
verify this. Like, holy
Hold
hell.
on, she's gonna trip on all
Oh,
the
oh,
wires while
please.
she's at it.
Oh.
This is the woman that slammed my head in a door.
I'm sorry, it was an accident. And it's genuine.
It was a fantastic
Okay,
It's a
accident.
genuine
There's a
nap.
blessing in this.
All right,
That is a
Great.
blessing.
That's-
You did not roll well
Yeah.
there.
you got fucking lucky.
Hey, it's me.
Mamma mia.
She goes, "Oh, well, thank you, sir. We really can't. You've done us a great service. I really can't thank you enough.
Wait, Trevor, I have a question.
Yeah.
Would this make me emperor to them?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I am
Was
it
his
nat
kid.
one?
I have his scepter, and
You'd
I
have to
killed the Lunar
you'd have
Knight.
to elaborate if you want to go that route. Bring it up and start elaborating on your kinship.
I'm not gonna bring that up. I'm just saying. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
I'm also his kid.
Like,
I don't think she would assume when you
Star
reference he
Wars
killed your
stuff
father,
going on here.
the emperor, because like they don't know about all his bastard kids.
All of them.
And she goes,
There's a lot.
she goes, okay, and she resheaths her sword and goes,
I've just realized. I'm sorry. Cal is Peter Quill from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just
Oh,
realized
you didn't
that.
realize that? It's like one of my favorite characters.
Okay, I'm
She goes-
sorry. Continue.
oh, well, what are you here to talk about then?
I was wondering if we could stop militarizing the MPF around the city and cleaning up the slums. And I have a couple specific places I'd like to be cleaned up, but there, you see the sun.
Oh, I have noticed.
There's a literal threat on the horizon, and
Oh my god.
I don't know how much longer it's gonna be until that's at your doorstep. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm really here to help, as you can see, and I think building up an army in this city to combat that threat is the best thing we can do at the moment.
Well, people are already on their way back. We can certainly start amassing some preparations. She kind of turns to the guy behind her and she goes, "Could you step out for a minute, son?" And he just gives a nod and he goes out of the room. She goes,
Have you seen the Citadel?
"Yes. Well, I wanted to talk to you about the scepter
Yeah.
first. You probably shouldn't go around showing that off.
I haven't shown it to anyone except for the people that I know would appreciate it.
Now, I'm not exactly sure what to do in this
Trust
situation.
me neither.
You're definitely not supposed to have that, but I'm not really sure who
Then-
should.
Yeah. Should it be this guy?
Enemy of an enemy, I suppose. Well, we don't really have an emperor. She kind of like rubs her head and goes, "Look, I don't really know how we're going to reinstate things. If I'm being honest with you, part of the reason we're so understaffed is because the NPF has sort of assumed Diorum isn't long for this world, and we're moving a lot of our forces to other cities right now."
We don't need an emperor. Trust me, I would know. He was my father after all. He wasn't. He wasn't needed. You.
Bomb dropped.
You.
You're a relative?
Oh fuck! She didn't put that together, really? Fuck.
She goes, "Oh, that complicates things."
He had a lot of kids. But
That just means you're not.
She goes, "Because this really isn't.
listen,
Can
you,
what's your name?
Quinn.
Deception check for me, real quick."
If you mess this up, it's gonna be depressing. That one.
No, it's two.
No, it's
Two. It's a one.
She
Because you have -1.
Because of my.
she just goes, "Oh, okay,
I-
Quinn. You sure? Can
It's just
can
it's
we
so bad she
can
guesses
you
your
and
name.
I
Yeah.
you and I make a deal?
Yeah.
We don't tell anyone about this, okay?
I'm perfectly fine with that. I wasn't planning on it.
I forget that I know this, that you have that scepter and are a relative, and you don't tell anyone else. Is that okay?"
That sounds fantastic. All I need is to help the people out there.
I think we can organize something like that.
I have a couple specific places I'd like repairing, but other than that, you're free to roam.
She goes, "Are you sure it's worth rebuilding right now? The
Yes.
people are..."
Right now, the environment that they're in, that's not giving them hope. But a clean, safe one, that's what changes things. And with them in the state they're in now, that threat is one that I don't think anybody could face it.
I suppose there wouldn't be a better cause at the moment.
Just
Alright, Quinn.
one more thing.
Don't tell me your name,
I'm
actually.
not going to tell you. One more thing. You have seen the Citadel.
Yes.
You've seen the strips of ebony.
I'm familiar.
I've seen that before twice, and that is a sign of the threat. And pretty soon, we're gonna need to fight them. And I have
Unfortunately, most of our troops have never been run through combat orientations for fighting architecture, Quinn, but
all I want you to do, and this is a big question, but get rid of the Citadel on a day I plan, blow it up, level it, and that is a big enough slap in the face to those guys to really make them angry. And anger is what's gonna make them mess up.
I would love it if you rolled a persuasion check.
3, fuck. Fuck you.
So what have we rolled in this?
2, 3.
Wait, do you get a
One.
-1 for your charisma?
Yeah, it was.
It was. I'm not certain. We want to piss off the ones out there doing that.
Why not? What have you got to lose? They're coming here anyways. And if you piss them off, that's, like I said, it's just gonna make them reckless. You'll have a better chance, to be honest. Trust me, I've seen it.
Most of our troops aren't gearing up to die in combat right now.
Neither am I. But that doesn't mean it won't happen. I don't want to die. I don't want my friends to die. I'm sure you don't want to die. But
Quinn,
the state of this is...
we'll make preparations to deal with the Citadel.
Those stripes, once those cover the entire thing, it's their domain. It's theirs to... It's free range for them.
Why not just leave? We're already working on it. It wouldn't take much time.
Because that's just weakness, isn't it? Just giving up on things. You know how much I've had to go through? I've never given up. I don't give up on friends. I don't give up on tasks. And I don't think you should either, especially in the authority role you're in right now.
You find that courage?
You know, sometimes it's really hard. But
How goes the old proverb? What foolish courage the ant shows before the clutching boot.
I know, but I bet you that ant had some pretty good last moments, didn't it? At least it was strong enough. Would you rather leave and then have them kill you in another spot? Or defend the place that you've grown up in, that you love?
I think we already lost this city. The place I grew up in, Cal. Quinn, sorry.
You're on the mic! Stab. Yeah, I know.
I can't guarantee you I will find a kamikaze troop in time, but I can certainly try and mobilize something.
Light some dynamite and run. That's all we need. And when the dust settles, and we will have the advantage. And you can help protect the city.
I would say this is a situation where she will be willing to work towards your goals, but she's going to ask more of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think in this case, Quinn, I have always regarded myself as a very strategic leader. And if you want me to do this, if you want me to go through with it, I think you'll need to be truthful with me and tell me what we're actually fighting, what the threat is, and why this is such a big deal. Because you've said a lot of words, you've talked big about the sun on the horizon, but we've been okay
You know
so
the
far.
dead god, right?
The fairy tale?
I hate to break it to you, but it's not really a fairy tale. There are people out there who are working to resurrect said dead god. They're very strong. Nobody.
Aethun killed him last time.
Yeah, but where's Aethun? Have you heard of him? Recently?
I'm saying, godly business is not our problem.
It is when it's right on our doorstep, isn't it?
Shouldn't be the god's problem to solve.
The difference is, the god's not back yet. These are people that... The people that want to bring him back are Just like us, they're just misinformed.
All right, Cal. Quinn. Hard. All right, Quinn. I'll start calling back troops. If you can tell us when it's time to move, we'll move.
I don't think you should move. Just stay in the city. I'll build back up.
All right. We'll mobilize. We'll prepare.
All right. Thank you. I'll keep this as a trophy, and I'll pick up the cloak thing and get it back in my bag and walk away briskly.
And don't tell anyone about the trident or the scepter, Cal. Quinn. Fuck. Just
Come on.
You got such a low thing that she just guessed.
Yeah.
My real name. Will do.
All right.
Twice in a row.
Okay. So
That actually went pretty well.
with plans resolved, once you guys met Clan Clawback, was the plan to reconvene again? And where?
In the city.
Was it in
By the way,
Durham or?
you know where I marked on the map for them to fix, right? The places I wanted them to fix.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, we would be meeting back in the city, most likely.
In the barrel.
Back to the caravan?
Maybe. Honestly,
Where's
I don't-
Cameron
We
been,
have to be in the
by the
battle.
way?
She was with me, I think.
Okay.
Or
Did you send Cameron to go talk to the temple?
I think I sent her with Joshua
And they were going to.
Yes.
What were they going to do?
to in the library for Joshua to have more.
Oh no,
Book time.
he's dying. Remember?
I know, but he had more book time, and he regenerates slowly.
Slowly.
I'll kill you now.
So I would say, after about another 3 days, these three arrive back in Diorum, and come to meet up with
3,
with
2, 3.
with you, Cal, and you sort of reconvene around the caravan. You sort of talk with Dave a bit.
Oh,
Oh,
how you been?
I've been great. I'm surprised you remember me. You didn't seem to have a good impression from the last time we met.
He says all that murmuring. And
Yeah.
I don't listen.
And you fill each other in on your respective plans, and sort of spend some time walking the city before Slicks arrives back in Durham, because
This guy's a big ass.
he was
Great.
given the order
Wow.
by Valia last time to return under certain circumstances, and in this
Under what
circumstance,
circumstance?
yeah,
The last episode.
he
Oh, she didn't come out.
he sort of pads up the street, and Nate, what does he say?
I haven't prepared a voice.
And what language is he saying?
Common.
Okay.
Val dead.
What?
What?
Valia, no, come out. Cave, eat her. Intelligence 4.
What
What
do you mean the cave ate?
ate her?
6. What are you talking about?
Val walk in, no, come out.
When? When was that?
About 7 days ago.
Long time. 2, maybe 3 days.
We talked to Valia. She was a part of our ring, and I could probably hear her going. Right?
Is that
Well, no, it's
speaking?
in her
Probably would have
mind.
talked to her less than 7 days ago.
So.
Point, if you were on the group chat, you probably would have talked at
was-
some point in
No,
that
but
cave.
she was
Passed
sleeping.
out.
Good point.
So she could
Lessa.
not have talked to her in chat.
Do you wanna? One of you wanted to sending scroll?
Two.
Try to see if you can talk to Valia.
Oh.
I'll
Yeah.
use my link.
Yeah.
All right.
So I just start drawing in the circle.
How does he know? How does he know that?
I
He's a
don't
big
know.
furry friend.
Who knew one? I eat.
No, you don't eat them.
They,
What?
They like were friends
I-
from like a while ago. I don't know.
Yeah, they've been friends for. They're probably dated a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. She seems the type.
You know. All right.
Big deer sex.
Okay then. Busto, are you setting up that link?
said.
Yes, I make the telepathic link.
You're like,
I mean, that makes sense.
Is she up?
us.
Because if she's up, there's probably been
He's like,
something.
Oh, Buster.
Yeah.
That
Valia,
tracks. Yeah.
you are actually not in the cave anymore.
That's suspicious.
Yeah.
You're the sky falling.
Oh no.
Oilem Tantriage's skeleton returned about 2 days ago.
His what?
His little skeleton he
I
resurrected.
thought you
Oh,
meant
the
like
ba-
he
yeah, me
literally.
too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I
No.
thought he was
died.
just chilling.
And then he, yeah.
Skeleton
I mean, like-
dragon, and then just comes like sliding back into his
Yeah.
body.
That's
Um,
gross.
Yeah.
Great sound effect.
And actually, you are presently walking down the main road out of the Southern Arborholm Mountains.
Walking?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait.
You are heading down this road at a fairly slow pace. You've got a guy walking to your right. He's tall. He's wearing a sort of charcoal suit with blue trim. And he's got his hair, which has this like these streaks of blue just slicked back. And he's got these vibrant blue irises. And then a little entourage of skeletons that have been following him the whole time. And you are walking
guy.
with a cane now.
But does it hurt?
It hurts quite a bit. You have said it in the last couple of days, but your leg is just like
Macaroni leg.
it's twisted. It's not something you're probably gonna be able to put weight on properly ever.
Yeah.
It's something you could.
You
You're
can
just
fix that with a
Here's
spell.
my question. Should we
not if you have a
should
dragon
we
that's
have-
preventing you from doing so.
Yeah. Should I
It's fixable.
should-
It's just
Okay, should I do anything with my speed? Like if let's say we get into combat.
I would probably while you're on the cane, I'd have it for now. And this is definitely something you can fix. It's just right now he's been forcing you to basically just use the cane.
Am I still at 1 health?
No, you've recovered by now.
Like full?
You've had a long rest.
Okay,
You're fine.
sweet.
And you're walking down the street when you get that message from Busto. What does it say?
Hello, Valia.
It's just like you said.
Hello.
Where are you?
Oh, thank God you're actually alive.
Oh wait, isn't he using
Yeah,
a
it's a
sling
link.
scroll?
Yeah. Everyone, it's group chat.
It's group
It's
chat.
group chat?
I don't.
Except for Slicks.
He's just don't know.
I'm.
That's like she's alive.
Jesus Christ!
I'm
Can
gonna
I?
get you to spend 20 years on
Holy
that.
fuck!
He
No,
has two-
we're
two-
in the link
two
right now.
Wildly different voices.
I'm in the Arborholm Mountains right now.
Coming down from
Okay. I'm in the Arborholm Mountains, but I won't be long, so don't waste the trip. I'm still on my mission. Has Slicks reached you?
He's right here.
Yeah, he's here.
Hello,
You said
Slicks.
you were dead. Hi, Slicks.
Oh yeah, he's quiet right now.
Here's what we'll talk.
Okay, good. Keep him there. Let him know I'm fine.
Slicks, she's fine. You want to reply to that?
No. You can talk to one of them. You can pick Slicks and Val shut up. I am still on my mission. It could be a little while. I don't really know where I'm headed. Is there anything else? I kind of gotta talk to somebody.
Valia?
Oh shit.
Valia?
Dave?
Valia, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Where are you?
I just said the Arborholm Mountains.
Wonderful. I'm on my way.
No, don't come, don't come.
She'll come to us.
Yet.
Maybe. Fuck you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh shit. Where the fuck were we?
Ask that.
Did Busto actually say that?
Yes.
Yes.
Where were we?
He's evolving.
Oh yeah. I could be a few days. Dave, how are you?
Better to hear you. How are you?
Oh, you know.
Still feeling a little cold?
Team. You hear Cameron's voice come over the thing.
Who the hell is this?
Can the kobold be in there too?
That's a good
Oh yeah.
I don't
Oh,
think
look.
Cleodor is saying anything.
I completely forgot. You can hear
F7.
everything.
If Cleodor is doing anything, he is sitting in the woods with his fingers in his ears, just rocking back
Shut
and
up.
forth.
That's 7.
Please don't.
And Cameron goes, team, can we refrain from using the group chat to flirt from now on, please?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Excuse me, I haven't seen this guy in
we,
like months.
we need to meet up sometime.
Years.
You okay? Yes, thank you. But you don't. This is projected into all of our heads, Valia. We can't stop listening to it.
And we can feel your emotions.
That's not true. But some of us are a little bit busy right now, dear. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
oh.
try to ignore us.
Cameron, 1 second. How's Joshua?
He's doing better. He likes the library. He's been learning about some new monsters he hadn't heard of. We maybe shouldn't do that so soon again. He's got a bit of a crack down the middle right now. It's stitching up, but it's taking a little bit of time.
Is the obstruction in his orb still there?
He doesn't want to talk about it, but I suspect it might still be there.
If you can, find something he hasn't read yet. Give it to him. You should see a pulse from the orb where you can tell if it's still obstructed or not.
Got it, Busto. I'll check back in a few days. Signing out. And then she goes, oh, and nice to meet you, Dave. Signing off.
This telepathic sex thing.
It's phone sex.
Phone
okay?
sex is.
Sexting,
Okay,
I mean.
no, alright.
Don't sex.
Valia,
in
what are
the
you
game.
wearing right now?
Whatever you're thinking, baby.
We need to meet up someplace soon.
Yeah,
We're
I
all
can't.
going to
I
Telecheck.
don't. I will try.
Why did Slicks think you were dead?
I told him if I didn't come out of the cave in 20 minutes to tell you I was dead.
Why didn't you come out of the cave?
Because I was told not to
By what?
by a big guy.
Wait, Valia, wait, so why can't you come to Telecheck?
Oh, because I am being held hostage and I kind of only have one leg that works well.
What do you mean?
What?
Well,
What do
I
you
told
mean?
Are you okay?
That,
You need
that
to be
is-
I'm
with
fine.
us to,
I will.
for our plan to
I
work.
will. I will.
You need to be with us on the boat.
Yeah, I think I know where we're going. Well, I think I know who we're going to see. But you know what? I got an army of skeletons. It's cool.
Can you tell them to
What
go on
the
the...
fuck
Wait,
is
an
going
army-
on?
Wait,
Yeah,
no.
tell me about it,
Tell them to get rid of...
Busto.
Or tell... Fuck. Get rid of the skeletons.
Well,
It's not up to me.
Well, look, he's...
Well, then hang up
she's
and I can-
walking with an army of skeletons. That doesn't look suspicious when our goal is to not make it look like we have a big
Well, when I say
behind us.
army, I mean 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
That's still
or
too
6.
many. They want to make it...
It's like 20.
You know, like a couple
We
dozen.
want to make it so they don't know we're gearing up at all.
Believe me when I say I don't think they'll.
Maybe 13.
I don't think anything's around.
Okay, I still don't trust it. If there's any way you can get rid of them, that would be great.
Okay,
Well,
I'll see
yeah.
what I can do.
Alright.
Valia, can you do something for me?
Depends on what.
Cast see invisibility.
Cast see invisibility.
Go ahead and make a perception check. My
Find
dude.
see invisibility.
My dude.
Perception check.
Perception check.
12.
That was...
No, my rolls aren't as bad as yours tonight.
No, you hit the
Yeah, I
side of the
didn't-
thing and it fell out. That was sad.
12 is the invisibility.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh. Why'd you waste that one? Dan?
There's nothing around you.
I didn't think so.
No
I think,
invisible birds.
I think I'm starting to understand what's going on.
You do actually find one piece of information is that apparently Oilam Tontriage was lying a bit about some of his army because there are about 6 skeletons that have been made invisible that are also following along.
Ah.
Nice.
Oh wait, how do I know that?
Because you'd see them now.
Oh, and I'm sorry. When you said that, I was thinking that only 6 of them were real.
No.
Yeah, I understand.
No, there's
that.
an extra.
There's an extra 6
or so.
invisibility one. Yeah.
And you notice these ones are actually quite close to you. They
Oh,
actually,
yeah,
They seem to
okay.
have like weapons readied in case you try something.
Right,
That's
I'm
really
not gonna
smart.
mention that. Okay. There's no birds. There's more skeletons. I think I'm safe.
Val.
Okay.
You know that meme where it's like a concern? It's the skeleton
Yeah.
face. concern.
This is
Guys, I don't
Val.
think the death priests are out anymore.
I don't.
Val.
But
Why
we
would
don't know that.
but they've succeeded in their goal. They won't
Well,
need
no,
to
they
do
haven't.
They
Dead
Know that?
priests.
We'll tell
They're-
you later.
Didn't we see the big?
When you're older.
We saw the big
No,
at the end. Well, at the end of last episode, you
we
said there
didn't
was
see
a
the
big
dead god.
black.
It was Ash.
Yeah, well, that's what
There were clouds.
I figured that meant that he rose.
We don't know. I don't
We
think
don't know.
That's what I would assume. I'll say that. I'm like
So. Well,
I would assume
that's
what
not for
that
sure
was.
though. So I would still try to make it look like you have the least amount of things as possible.
Can't really do anything. Again, I'm
Could you make them go on the world ship?
no.
Why not?
They're not mine.
Whose are they?
They're it's not important right now. What's important is to proceed with caution as earlier planned.
Wait, Val.
That's not what you're doing though. You have an army of skeletons behind you.
When I said I was going out on my mission, I said I think I could bring backup. I never said anything was set in stone. I still think I can bring backup. It's just unclear how much.
Hey, I'm sorry, Cal. I might also have some backup too.
Oh,
What do
that's
you
good.
mean?
I know you told me not to, but I did go talk to the church. Or the temple. Sorry.
What are you talking about?
I feel like this is way above my head. I'm just gonna
What?
keep walking.
Why did you?
What did you tell them?
I told them I needed some help with Joshua, and they sent along a few other people who are actually right here with me right now. They've been very helpful. I promise. They're not bad. I
Oh,
know
yeah,
them
what,
from
what else
church.
did you tell them? Is that all of it?
I told them we had an orb that needed some help. We needed some arcane assistance. What'd you roll?
I would also.
Yep.
27 insight.
Yeah, she told him a bit more.
I got 18, but okay. I'm just gonna say, this is why when you kill someone, they usually stay dead.
Elliot, I know you're not being hopefully truthful. What is everything that you said?
All right, Cal. The sky rose freaky and red, and well, I don't know about you, but I think that implies that something freaky is going on with the church, and I thought the temple might need to know. That's kind of our whole job, remember?
Yes, but the problem
Idiot.
is Cameron.
Fuck you, Trevor.
Cameron, the problem is we don't know how deep the church goes.
We don't know if they are part of it.
We don't.
I'm not going around and telling them our plan. I'm just asking for help.
Wait,
What
hey,
did you say
wait.
exactly? Everything.
I told them to look at the sky, because they're gonna notice the fucking sky, Cal.
Is that it?
No.
What
Oh,
else
wait,
did
wait,
you
can I-
say?
Everything. Every single thing that you said to them.
It's okay. We not mad. Just tell us.
They're just disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Disappointed, but
17
not
deception.
so.
I'm not mad. I'm just.
I told them the gods were lying.
Oh, you made a
fucking
mistake.
can I
You made
have a
a
motion to kick her out of the group?
No.
Oh yeah.
Well, what if she's being like controlled?
At this point, it doesn't
We
matter.
can't remove her from the chat. If
You can
I
take
mean,
out
I
the
can.
thing.
No,
Yeah.
but we need to know what they know from
Yeah.
her. We need
Unless
to
they're
have someone there.
if they're
That's
being
it.
controlled, they could be lying.
And that is all you told them.
No,
Yes.
Insight.
You told them to look at the sky. That
25,
there was an orb that
23,
needed
sorry.
help. Yeah. That there was an orb that needed help. That was bad. But still okay though. And
I didn't tell them any part of our plan or even our suspicions about the church. I just talked about what we'd learned about the myths and my worries about Joshua, because frankly, Cal, I think he knows more than he's letting on.
well, yeah, he obviously is, but you can't say anything.
I think it's in our best interest to try and test that. I'm sorry, they're not interested in coming with. They're not interested in even being involved. I just needed some scholarly help.
Unless she's
That's understandable. I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure
Um.
you didn't tell them our plan.
Okay. I will go to Cameron
Alright.
and
Yeah.
help them.
Good call, dude.
I'll go talk to the MPF further about blowing the Citadel, and then we set off after that
Yeah.
to meet
Set
up
off.
with Valia.
Valia.
I will find my way to you guys.
Valiant, can you do
Well, we'll
me
be
a
intelligent till you
favor?
find your way to
What's the favor?
Ask your person how when you going to be gone, when you can leave.
You know, last time I talked to him, didn't go over that well. I think silence is the.
Can I talk to him?
No.
Please?
No.
I like talking to people.
I know you do. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
No.
I like talking.
Wait, hey Val,
Hey, what?
what about my request? Will you make the skeletons play their ribs like xylophones? Please.
I
Please.
will certainly look into that. Nothing set in stone.
Naturally.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, can we hang up, please?
Yep.
Dave,
Yeah?
Meet up with us.
What did I walk in on?
we may want to clear some things up for him.
Please.
Yeah.
Love it, babe.
Oh shit.
Firstly,
If
Get that out of the chat.
hey, if I can make a request, just to streamline things a bit, if you wish to have a moment where
Yes.
we brief,
Yeah.
where we brief things, and like we let in our troops and the people following us in on what is going on, save it for when you're on the boat, so you can do it once to everyone, so we don't have to just keep rehashing it.
When we're on the boat.
If you're going to telecheck, right? Just when you have everyone in one place,
Okay.
so we don't have to
But
assume
we can't
you do
talk
it
to
over
them.
and over again. Or then you can talk to Dave about it now. Just don't do it again in the future. You know.
okay.
Let's just do it now.
Okay. So Dave,
Yeah.
we have a bit of a clusterfuck.
Yeah,
I
you
think-
could say that.
A bit.
I learned that one from Archmage. But yeah. There's a god. Okay.
Bus is kind of like recomposing himself.
So you know Kalimdor,
Yeah.
god of death. He's no good.
No.
That's not the right god.
No, it is.
Kalimdor is the dead god?
No, it's God of Death.
Oh, I know, but I thought you were saying that was the dead god.
It's not confusing at all.
So Kalimdor is like is like an okay guy. I mean, he's okay. But the dead god, the real big Kahua, the man Aethun killed when our world was created. He's trying, or
He is, as I point to the sun.
might be resurrected. Our goal, and the only thing we know,
And I kind of, pointing at you, Nick, ask you to take out that piece of paper.
Oh yeah.
um,
Feast your eyes on that, buddy.
which
You can read it.
and
I'm sorry. I was making an IRL insight check because I don't know why, but I have in my book here that Dave Shannon equals Death Priest ? And I don't know why. I don't know why I thought about that last episode, but like I just was like,
Imagine.
wait a second, holy
The
shit,
Death
next
Priest
level
shows
plays.
up and he's wearing overalls.
And so I was making an IRL insight check to like see if they were looking at each other. Anyway, okay, moving on.
It basically just says that the oldest gods are lying and they're bad.
the primordials are lying. Aethun is lying to all of us.
Which isn't particularly good.
No,
So
And so,
we tried to make that not happen, or whatever is happening not happen.
sounds like a piece of cake.
Yeah, we're just saving the region. Should be easy.
Third time.
Jeez.
I know, dude. I'm gonna fucking rail this home. It's the finale, and I love that quote so much.
thank you.
You're welcome.
And
It's not my fault I get all the memory.
with that, I would like to. I'd like to ask if there's anything else your group is intending to do before you head over to telecheck.
Talk to that woman. Ask her if she can blow up the Citadel when I message her.
The Amelia?
Yeah.
Whom you talked to? Who
Okay,
said
can
she,
Are we just gonna?
she said she'd be willing to mobilize troops when you told her. She
Okay.
can't guarantee she will blow it up, but
Okay.
she'll if it is feasible, she will do it.
I'd like to do something
Yeah.
before. I'll wait.
Wait, Arthur, have you?
Hey, Trevor.
No,
Are you
I was
talking to
about
me
do
too, or
that.
just them?
I'll talk to you in a second.
I have 2
I'm
things
writing
to do.
something, so just
I think Arthur has
I'm
something to
listening.
do. I don't have anything else.
I have something to do. Very brief.
All right.
Go ahead, you two, and then I'll give my 2 things.
Oh, basically, Trevor, I wanted to get in contact with Zikra and see if she has any people she can contribute to what's going on here.
All right. I figure you usually communicate by letter. And I would say the content she sends back is very short. It is in Thieves' Cant, so it is coded. And she says basically, danger, in hiding, need help, question mark, in response. Or need help soon, in question mark, because you kind of already expressed you needed help.
Yeah, sort of. We need help soon.
Who is
Alright.
it? Who is?
Zikra, she has like every guy ever.
Are you asking her to send reinforcements and that sort of
I
thing?
mean, yeah, that's what
To,
we're
to
doing.
what?
To help with the kobolds and with the with everything.
On the
like
world
that.
ship?
Yeah.
I'm stressed out.
Alright.
One mistake in wording and our entire plan is fucked.
All right, so Valia, I'm gonna jump over to you real quick.
I got some stuff to ask.
I would say you kind of you're kind of glancing around at the invisible skeletons when your companion kind of looks over and he goes, "Nervous, Valia? Something bothering you?"
What should I call you in this form?
Sammy's fine. If you can't
Oh.
pronounce my name.
Oh, that's too cute. Valley just
Stop.
laughs. And you're dead.
Okay. Sammy. Any particular destination in mind?
I want to talk to someone. I want to go talk to Ebony real quick, and
Eb-
I figure then. Well, where'd you want to go, Valia?
Two things, if I may. Ebony is,
Friend of mine.
I'm assuming, just sounds like maybe a what? No.
It sounds.
A
Female
yeah.
performer.
Perhaps another family member of yours.
Oh, she is a worm of the ashiest inclination.
Excellent.
She's got
Two.
some dry skin.
You mentioned
Some lotion.
talking to Constantine. Did you mean you and I?
No, dear, I did not. I am willing to make you a deal, Valia. I will come with you to wherever you plan to set off from, and I will give you this entourage. Just for you, because frankly, you've impressed me somewhat, and I think your cause is worth some investment.
Hey, wait.
But Ebony and I are going to head off on our own,
That's what we're doing.
and if we can join Constantine, we will certainly take the opportunity.
So, let me get this straight.
I'll leave the army with you.
You and I both know Constantine is on their side.
And I don't mind their side, particularly. I just want to be on the side that is going to come out on top.
Yeah.
I know.
What did you expect?
He's like a lawful evil dragon. Yeah.
I have something else entirely in mind. You can take your skeletons back. But I would like to talk to Constantine myself.
Oof.
That's scary.
Velia, I'm not even sure where he is.
That's fine. If you don't mind, I would really like to accompany you on your quest to find him. And I can help you in all the ways I can, knowing the Death Priest as I do. And being the most known recent living thing to have been in contact with him. I'm clearly an asset.
You won't make it back to your friends in time for them to
I know.
have your accompaniment. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Accompaniment?
Accompaniment.
See, what happens to me is of little importance as long as we win.
So many levels.
So many levels.
So many levels.
And I'm not saying Constantine will ever join our side,
You won't.
but I'm hoping to persuade him to not join any side.
Well, you will at least make an excellent bargaining chip. All right, dear. Let's get the show on the road. And he puts his hands on your shoulders, and his body stretches out back into his form as he grabs you around the arms and just lifts you up into the air, and starts flying off to destinations unknown.
I still have Sam's ability in.
Yep.
What about the skeletons?
The skeletons are continuing on their undead march,
They were so
Poor
freaking
buddies.
cute.
and
Yeah, I just pictured the skeletons from like that 1930s animation.
Yes.
Oh,
I only
Yes.
picture spooky, scary skeletons.
Yeah.
to clarify, Valia,
They're doing.
It's not looking
are you asking him to not send the skeletons to help on the
I
ship?
told him he can do whatever he wants with the skeleton.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not going to.
So,
Well, now you won't have a tail.
Maybe he thinks his cause is noble.
Either way, it's
Maybe.
helpful.
Does it?
Everyone has like 21
you find yourselves back in that humble town with the little thatch roofs and the big stone architecture all backed by that ocean. You're back in Dreamstrider Bay. How's that? It's really broken up only by a few small islands and reminds you sort of the place you visit as like a little kid, staying with maybe a distant relative or friend. The smell of fish and brimstone continues to be over-offensive and constant, and it is opposed only by the sharp scent of the sea salt that is wafted up into the air. You are down on the docks right now, talking to Chesnik, as you've been gathering IntelliCheck for a while now.
Buster would like to do something
Sure.
whilst this starts to happen. I can wait a little bit, I guess. That's fine.
If it's something you would have been doing IntelliCheck for a little while, we can address
I would have
it.
done it even before we got to Telecheck, like probably one of the
Okay.
nights while we were riding into Telecheck. I'd like to cast Beast Sense.
To locate Wolfie,
Yes.
it would be due east out of the harbor. Maybe a slight inclination
Oh,
north.
Arthur, did you ever look to Wolfie?
What?
You ever
We're-
looked at
we're
Wolfie's
already
eyes?
on.
That's what I'm doing right
Yeah.
now.
doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh, you don't get the direction, you just see what he sees?
I both, I think. But
I
can
would
also
say
see it.
then. I would say you just see a view of the ocean passing underneath you, as your powerful wings carry you flying maybe a dozen meters above the surf. Heading. It is morning right now, and you are heading towards the sun.
So it's east.
Yeah.
East.
Yeah.
Like
It's in the middle of the ocean east.
Or the old war, at least. I suppose we're heading east. I would have also messaged
Do you know
Clan
what
Clawback.
can you get his specific location?
No.
But he hasn't made it yet though.
No, he hasn't. And he's been traveling.
But we
for
can we
days.
scry on Wolfie?
Yeah.
But how far is the range on scrying?
Isn't it unlimited? If not,
Pretty
it's,
damn far.
If it not, it's to the plane.
Because if we scried on Wolfie, then
Yeah,
we'd
we-
be able to get his exact location.
Yeah. I have scry.
And I think it's 1,000 feet.
Nope, it's on the same plane of existence.
Oh fuck yeah! All right,
Damn.
cool. So we can scry on him when he makes it, and
So
I guess we're gonna set it off. Can you
They must-
actually? Oh, did you go through his eyes right now?
yeah.
Busto, can you scry on him real quick to see his direction? Because then we can give Chesnick the coordinates now and set off as soon as possible.
I'd like to cast scrying. And from my understanding, knowledge is the save modifier. Okay, so the target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have to it. If the target knows you're casting the spell, it can fail the saving throw voluntarily if it wants to be observed.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Bustle, or not Bustle, Wolfie wants to be observed. He fails.
So you have the direction east with a slight inclination north.
Okay.
And we'll tell Chesnick to just follow very far behind our boat, as far as he can, without getting lost.
And Chesnick is piloting the world ship. And,
I have a.
And Poggith and the kobolds are on the warship.
well,
The world ship.
who
Not
are-
yet.
it is a good point. On the world ship, who are we loading up? We got
Poggith, the kobolds. But
Wizards?
We're not talking. No, we're not talking with them, like so people know that we're affiliated. We don't want them to think we're affiliated.
yeah,
And that's it at the moment.
Zekra's troops.
Zekra's people. That's it.
That's 5. No wizards, no NPF, no skeletons.
Not trustworthy.
Oh, if you want to put the skeletons on, they'd probably arrived.
Oh,
at
did he
some
send
point.
them?
Yep.
Then-
They'd keep going in the same direction they were sent in originally.
So
Should we like?
we would have talked with Valia.
Yeah, and
Yep.
told her to just tell them to go on the world ship.
Yeah.
It's a funny group of people going on this fucking
Yeah.
world ship.
Lizard's a giant.
And Dave,
And Dave.
or wherever
Slicks is
Dave's
with
gonna
us.
end up.
You're with us.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
man.
know what they. Yeah.
And Slick's on the world ship too. Somebody should write this down so we can keep
No,
track of it.
no. Okay, so all the people that we've run into are with us.
Yep.
Except for like Poggith, obviously, and the Clan Club. But like all of our friends are with us. So like Slicks, Cameron, everyone is with us.
Six is a friend.
I need somebody to write down
He's
where
got it.
everybody is.
Alright, you got it? I thought you were
I'm not gonna
gonna
be here for
He's like your little page.
I can remember.
In
it
like.
though.
Okay,
in like
hold
2
on.
minutes.
One-
Give me a thumbs up.
I mean,
The
I've taken
called-
great notes so far.
Yeah.
All
Clan
right.
clawback.
I
Yeah,
got
So-
you just write it down.
Yeah.
I think.
I would say Hannibal is sort of talking to you. He's out on the pier right now, with you guys sort of going over.
We're not talking
and-
about the plan
Okay,
now.
he's on the pier. You guys are off wherever.
Okay.
The fuck. Do you talk to him in person?
Yeah, we'll just ask him for a small boat though.
All right. Right, because you're not actually talking to anybody. Are you letting him in on the telepathic bond since
Yes.
he's piloting the other
We
ship?
should totally do that.
Yeah. So we would kick off probably Clan clawback because they're freaking the fuck out about it.
Yeah.
So-
We don't need to talk to Clan Club.
Yeah. So I would say you guys.
Once
'cause-
arriving there, just to clarify, so they would have already gone.
I would say you guys are actually off in another location while Hannibal prepares to set off, and he goes, "Alright, guys, I'm following you from a ways back, right?
Yep, pretty far back as far as you can without getting lost. Just
We've got a bit of a motley crew here.
stay a little bit. Yeah, that's true. Stay a little bit off course, so it doesn't look like you're following directly behind us. Just make it look like this is your route.
All right." been a long time since I didn't know it was coming up. But if this goes south, I don't want it to be my fault for knowing. Alright?
It's not your fault. It won't be.
I'm sorry about Orion. I should have warned you better.
We knew anyway.
He was gonna do it. That was his decision.
Well, Eastwood,
Yeah.
Excelsior.
What language is
so
that? Stan Leon. Sullivan Steel.
you set off into Dreamstrider Bay. Your little boat with your weird selection of people. Yep.
I have one thing, just
Yeah.
to clarify. On the way to Telecheck, I took a detour, just me,
Yeah.
with my barrel, emptying it out
Oh,
in
yep,
the
yep.
woods near Orion's house.
Okay. Good point. We're gonna need the space and whatnot.
Yeah. So I emptied it all out.
All right. So yeah, you set out off in into the harbor with your little ship and your little collection of people. Cameron down in one corner playing cards with Dave and Slicks. Valia still unaccounted for, but occasionally checking in over telepathic link. As
Wait, we'd be confused as to where Valley is.
I mean, you can explain. You're currently flying over the ocean. Oilem and the black dragon
The
that is now
ocean?
accompanying him.
Yeah.
The ocean.
I was just thinking that.
I mean, yeah, they're pretty much they're
Same
heading.
route.
You're way up north at this point. You passed through this place called Bafanava a couple days ago, but
I know where that is.
but
D&D knowledge.
he goes
not there.
fast. Like a dragon can make some serious headway. in a
Fuck!
Yeah.
Can I see?
Top
Whoa.
left.
He also I should note he went that fast. It was about like 2 weeks before you made it to Telecheck, and he was flying the whole time.
Okay.
Still, fuck.
Yeah, he's pretty far.
Cheeks are.
Yeah, so you guys you're up. It's like Arctic Ocean where
Can't
you
wait.
are.
What did I eat?
Mediocre status.
He might have provided for you, or you might have had to start going into your rations.
He took my bag.
That's a good point.
All I got to eat is my own flesh.
I'm sure you stopped
Your
once
leg.
because he has
You're
to
not
eat
gonna use
too.
it anyway.
I can't reach it.
Just rip it.
But
My macaroni.
the ocean is,
You start to see it being macaroni and cheese because you're like closing it.
as you set out, the ocean is quiet. Actually, a lot quieter than you'd remembered. Little sound besides the gentle lapping of water against the hull of your ship, and the sort of air and gentle call of birds above you. It fills you with a sense of peace, a sort of trivial acceptance as you head ever east, ever onward towards the grave of a decaying god. Now,
One thing, the entire trip pretty much,
yep,
will be focusing on the scepter.
yep, I'll give you the attunement to that. You It takes a long time, and I'd say you probably employ the help of Busto in this. Sort of
I'm the king.
Busto and Joshua
Wow.
in cracking down the enchantments on this to try and claim it as your own. But after a lot of unsuccessful trying, you're just like down in the hull of the ship and sort of just concentrating on it. And when you open your eyes, it didn't feel any different, but the scepter is now a big golden trident in your grasp.
Oh, and throw it.
Yeah, I mean,
It
it's
goes
just a,
And it
it's
goes
just
through
a
the
trident.
hole.
It goes forever.
And then we.
You can never get it back.
Can I pull it back?
No, it's just a trident.
It's a good try.
Alright.
The only part people saw was that.
Yeah.
Now, I need you to understand, this isn't a trip that takes weeks. This is a trip that takes, like, a couple months.
Yeah.
So, if there is anything we should address on the ship,
Me and Dave are
or
now best friends.
on your travel.
Me and
Um,
Dave are no best
where-
friends.
I would like to hear about it
Oh, yeah.
soon.
Would we have gotten
Oh, we've been
to
playing D&D.
Constantine by then?
Oh my
No,
god.
humans and
Okay.
improvisation.
Okay.
We're just playing
Yeah.
we're playing an RPG of the
Humans and
Office.
cities.
Basically.
Humans and automobiles.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a good game. Who's the dungeon master? Busto.
Probably
Busto.
He-
Then what do you even question?
No, he's not the dungeon master.
wouldn't let me go in
He's the
here.
manager. He's the office
Yes,
manager.
Dungeon master, more like disaster manager.
Wow,
he's,
good
he's
one.
the manager.
That was fucking time.
That's good.
No, I'd like to talk to two people specifically during these travels.
All right, Busto. What is it we need to address for you?
Talking to two people.
Yep.
The first, Gromit.
Oh.
Hello, Gromit.
Hi, Busto. It's been a long time since I've heard from you.
Yes, it has.
Are you doing all right? The sky got all weird.
No, I'm not doing alright. We might die soon. And, you might die soon. So, that's
Are you
good.
saying this out loud?
I haven't died yet, Busto.
Yes, you
So-
haven't.
As long as I've got my dogs and everything's all right.
It's not going to be alright. But,
This is the first time I've seen
but, just like the dog lives in arrogance of the man-made destructions around him, I too wish I could, but I can't. But being a part of the man-made destruction that I honestly don't want, I ask a favor. Gromit, I can't tell you much because I honestly don't know, but I'm going to send Wolfie back to you once we find our location. If I don't make it back, just take care of him, please. It should be months before you hear from me again, and it will be even longer until you see Wolfie. But no, he will come.
Okay, Busto. I'll take care of him for you.
Thank you.
I'm sure he'll like to see Pablo again.
Of course. Pablo was always his favorite.
Because it's like a telephone call, does he hear barking in the background?
Probably. Almost certainly.
So cute.
Okay. That's it for me. On the first call.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like,
On the first
it
call.
is.
And then I'd like to cast Sending to Archmage. No, it's fine.
Yo, so this is our entire plan.
21 total. So
Yep.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Busto. Heard you set off.
Yeah,
Right.
we set off.
So no Sending works. Oh
Only-
shit, yeah, it is
only-
Sending. I forgot, it's Sending Stones.
Only what he says,
Yeah.
though, not what the
Fuck.
other says.
I forgot.
That was all
He
in
said
game.
we twice, so I had to cut that, sorry.
Only the yeah, added in.
Do you have anything you can help me with?
Can you remind me specifically what you asked them to do?
Start reorganizing basically Dioram and start, if they can, start doing some aggressive like maneuvers towards the ravens. Start to like try to aggravate them essentially
What are you gonna do?
as much as possible.
Fuck you,
Put
ravens.
those little
What are you,
ant
fucking
birds
nothing.
What do you,
spikes
fly?
on
But,
their
like,
foot.
Specifically send out
Flies,
like high-level
ravens.
wizards to kill them or at least try to fight them.
We've had some spots of bad luck. People from Oakstead never came back, and we haven't had a lot of luck finding ravens, and the ones we did encounter mostly just ran off.
How's the citadel?
Creepy. It's been expanding.
Fuck, I stopped counting. Sorry.
You have 5 words
Yeah,
left.
5 more.
In ebony?
Yes.
Send me something.
Ooh.
That's it.
All right, Busto.
Ask him a question, be a dick.
I'll see what I can get. It'll have to be quick though, and small, but just for you.
Thumbs up.
Send me something. What do you want?
I mean, yeah.
All right. Any other business to take care
One
of?
thing, just as a bonding time, Cal would ask Dave to sing a song while they're on the boat.
Yeah.
We haven't done it, and I just want to hear a song, you know? Dave, what are you doing under there, Dave?
It's where
He's imagining I'm under there.
it's where I keep my loot. You
Oh,
don't-
okay.
You don't want
It's
to
in
know.
his bag of holding.
I actually don't have a bag. I'm a poor person.
Let's sing about that.
Yeah. Can you sing about
Oh, to send
our
me something?
lovely journey
Sure.
here?
It'd be Cal.
Where's the tape?
Hold on.
One moment.
Well, we just remove an A from my ukulele.
It's not really removing it, I
Okay.
suppose.
Come on, you got this. Oh.
Right.
Boomskis.
I don't know if y'all can see this.
They probably.
It now
Oh, they
says
can!
Cal.
Which is the coolest
All right.
thing.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind,
I'm taking some requests, you
I'll-
know? I'm trying to come up with some
Can you
news.
make a ballad?
Can you sing the
about,
APCs?
Oh, a ballad.
about our journey here.
You know, we all might die tomorrow.
It went out of tune perfect.
But you know, it's kind of cool, you know, because I like all you guys.
Like you too.
Thank you.
Keep playing.
Dance, monkey, dance.
I met one of the prettiest ladies ever.
Aw.
She really looked like me, because, you know, she transformed into me.
Oh.
It was really hot.
It wasn't you.
Wait, doesn't she look like a man then?
Yeah, that's hot.
Aiden, how long can you keep doing the dee doo doo thing?
Forever.
Can you do it for a little while for me, just so I can have some background music?
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
watching
no.
this on, like,
Valia,
Yes.
you,
I'm hoping, like, maybe at like one of our stops for food.
yeah. I'd say even in the cold air above the water, while you're traveling, you manage to close your eyes and find yourself sort of partially ensconced into that area of snow. What is it you wanted to leave behind? Sildren has not yet returned.
I'm going to, okay, then I'm gonna do just a few things. First, I'm leaving a few things behind. I'm leaving a few pieces of paper, my book, and my necklace. And then I just want to, hopefully, like, I can rip like one of these things out if I didn't use all of them when I was stuck in Tom Grocery's thing. Just leaving a little note. It's mostly like, deliver these to my friends. See you in a little while.
Alright. Thank you, bud. Thank you, bud.
Thank you, bud.
Bud.
I almost said Busto.
Budsto.
but-
Budsto.
Friend of my friend.
Thank you, Bob.
I know I have a nice one.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
I know. It's a shame. Continue.
There are 2 other moments on your journey that we must attend to.
Asterix, go.
I'm gonna go
Asterix.
a bit out of form, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you about the second one before I actually visit it,
Before we do
because the
first.
second one involves almost all of you, while the first only involves Busto.
Interesting.
Because
They live.
Getting a present.
Busto has a heart attack and dies.
What an ending!
Fuck!
That would be the Damn it, we're worst way to
down,
go out.
no,
He gets too scared.
actually, Busto takes night watch quite a bit on this boat, and for him, I'd say that's pretty good
Is this the
cover.
second
What?
This is not the second one.
No, this is the first one.
Sure.
This is fairly good cover for him to conjure an ape, tell it to just hold the wheel steady, and then make his way to the back of the boat where he can try something fairly stupid.
Oh,
Busto,
well,
what exactly is
I'm not
that
the
you would
only one.
like? What exactly is it you would like to do?
So, Busto, on one of the first nights, lost his. Yeah.
I would take watch with you probably, or somebody else would.
That's a whole boat of people.
I mean, I don't really care because
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because probably we always have 2 people keep watch.
yeah, he is right about that. We do always.
Listen, I can say I did, or if any of you want to take watch, that's fine.
I'll do it.
Okay, I'll take watch.
Yeah.
So far away, but I can.
I'll sit next to the ape.
Okay.
Don't even wonder why he's there.
Like, haha, Dave.
Thinks it's Busto.
I'll sit on the bow, because then
Yeah. that
I'm
makes
looking
sense.
forward. He's looking.
So Busto would be going down into the kind of the bottoms of the ship quite a bit. I forget what that's called.
the hull.
Yes, thank you. It's the hull. And the one of the first nights, Busto and Trevor, I am gonna go slightly out of order.
Okay.
Busto would like to not obviously enter communion, but enter communication with Zilvian. God of
Wisdom? Sure. Is that the eyeball one? How you talked to it in the
yes.
past? Yeah.
I
So I'd say
believe
it's pretty easy for you. You take out a little knife or something and you carve an eye onto the like wood of the boat, and then sit back for a second until it starts blinking and looking around to regard you. This sort of crude drawing of an eye you've made.
Hello, Sylvian.
Hello again, Busto.
I know you don't like me much, but I have one last favor to ask you.
Proceed.
How would one talk to the primordial?
Give up something dear to you and hope that they want to talk to you. To you.
Okay. That's it?
Become one with their dominion. Easy task, I'm sure.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
And then Busto would let a night pass. The preceding night, however, conjure animals and ape. The animal takes the wheel. Busto would run down into the hull. This time not carving an eye, maybe looking at it for a brief second, but pulling from his handy haversack a statue. placing it into kind of the middle of the hall. He would then take out one of, if not even more so, because Cal had worked on it, his most important things. His quarterstaff.
Oh shit's going on the side of the table.
And he'd place it right in front of the statue. He would kind of druid craft a couple vines and try to mask off as much light around him as possible, completely trying to completely encapsulate himself in darkness. And Buster's gonna do something really stupid. No.
Really stupid.
The books that he has read, Busto pulls out Basilisk. And kind of toying with it, he would go into his bag and grab a small kind of sash of Caldervine. One that's kind of grown out quite a bit at this point. And he places it on his mouth and biting down basically as hard as he can. Busto takes Basilisk and pops out an eye. Writhing in pain.
You have experienced a lot of painful things in your long life,
He's
but
just trying to turn himself into Eddie.
He honestly
But,
literally is.
You're just copying me with my leg.
none have been quite as visceral or
Ew, that's gross.
Just like sawed off my arm. I'm
difficult
Yeah,
as
we're all
this.
just
Especially since you're the one to have to do it.
like, oh, my teeth have to go.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
fellas.
I can't do eye stuff. It's so fucking gross.
And a few moments later, when
Ugh. Yeah, it's
the world around you has grown as dark as you can make it,
Oh.
you reach out and find that statue in the blackness and close your hands over it and pray.
What are you gonna do? I think you're gonna do.
Can't be that dark.
Alright,
He
well,
made
doesn't
my
happen,
eyes
so
What
it
had your
Yeah.
do?
And
I mean, I get that you're bullying,
But
but
why would you make it weird?
as your
I've literally-
vision
I know. That's-
fades,
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
you find yourself suspended in the inky blackness.
I need a miracle.
But you push further, fading past the black of non-vision and finding yourself gazing upon a different view. You find yourself looking upon a shattered Parthenon. The marble pillars and architecture partially collapsed atop the hilltop before you. And looking around, you find yourself standing along the edge of what could otherwise be a rather picturesque cliffside. The soft grasses, thick clouds, and dark water all have a very distinct lack of saturation, the muted shades casting a forlorn, dreamlike atmosphere across the entire scene. Stepping forward, you abruptly realize that there is a dark, tar-like ichor flowing down the steps up to the ancient building. What do you want to do?
Sort of attempting to adhere to as basically every single mannerism Busto would know, even if it's not really a mannerism this particular god would adhere to. Hello.
Are you walking up the steps in the Parthenon?
I would step onto the first step.
It's like 20 or 30 meters away from you right now.
Okay.
You're at the bottom of the hill.
Actually, no, Busto Busta would stay at the bottom of the steps. I don't know how Erebers interprets his temples, if they're places of worship or extensions of worship. Therefore, being respectable, Busta would not step onto the temple. He would kneel in front of it.
Okay. Looking through the entrance of the Parthenon shows you an empty room. The walls scarred and the marble floor cracked, the remains of a statue snapped in half and scattered across the floor, thrown through the far wall, opening a passage out to the beach behind the Parthenon. There's nobody inside there. And the statue looks to be a much larger replica of the small one you presume you are still holding in your hands.
No bueno.
Gazing over the gathered dust and rubble, you spot a figure on the beach beyond this ruin. They are stumbling across the sand and holding something in their right hand.
Can I try to see what the thing is? Or a bit too far?
If you want to go, like, start approaching and trying to make out this person, that is fine with me.
Do I have to touch the temple?
You could go around it if you want.
I would like to.
Okay. You sort of circle around the outside and make your way towards the beach until you can see that the figure before you a little bit more clearly. And they are dressed in all black, pressed attire that appears to be stained and torn in several locations. They're like perfectly pale skin, mottled with that same dark ichor. And as you watch, they lean heavily against a scattered piece of their own statue, and you can make out the object held in their hand as a simple crown, bronze and iron, that has been crumpled and bent beyond repair. And as you watch, it is unceremoniously dropped into the pearly sands as they collapse, dropping to their side in the surf. What do you want to do?
Excuse me, Great One.
Are you approaching them? Okay.
Smite it.
So, as you approach, you see that they have sort of brought themselves up to one elbow and are looking out over the dark water. And they sort of glance around, and as you approach and speak, they just like look away from you, almost like it's kind of painful, and just say, "What brings you here?"
A calling.
Is that so? You are of the mortal world?
Yes.
I'm sorry. And they sort of bring their hands up to their chest, and you can see them sort of like inspecting. It looks, I guess in terms of gender, I guess it looks kind of, it's not
Does
really.
it look like it got attacked?
Yeah, it's hurt for sure. And it says, I'm sorry.
I suppose the gods can be killed.
It says, are you here for answers? That's.
Yes.
And it leans back and like rests his head against the statue and says, we made a mistake. I'm sorry. This is our fault. And it looks at you for a second, and you can see these just pure black eyes regard you briefly before it says, Busto? Busto. We were supposed to raise you. We fucked it up. I'm sorry. It says, Busto, We were just children, you know. V knew it was wrong. She warned us. But it's your fault now. We fucked it up. It cost us our world, and now you have to live in the poison we created. Look. And it sort of regards his hand for a second. You can see those just like rivulets of black ichor still running down. It says, I'm sorry, Busto. I wish I could say it would be okay, but I think we might deserve this. And without warning, he suddenly pulls himself upright and begins like stumbling forward towards the water. Very haphazardly.
No, I'm going to get in front of him as fast as possible.
Yeah, you cut him off, and he like, you see him sort of start to shake, and he like puts a hand in your chest and like tries to push you aside, and he says, Mordo, he needs me out there, Busto. Maybe he's alone and we left him there.
I know, but you did it for a reason.
And he like pounds on your chest, and he says, I shouldn't have had, but I thought it would be worth it.
It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. How can we fix them?
We shouldn't be able to fix it. This is...
Shouldn't and can are two different things.
This is what we deserve. And as he still struggles to force himself forward, you can see the clouds above him forming a massive hand, reaching out towards the two of you, flashes of lightning illuminating its form every few seconds. And as he continues to pound on your chest, he seems to lose the strength to stand, and he drops to his knees in the surf with the water splashing around him, before making one last attempt to pull himself forward past you into the surf. And is gone. Nothing but a stain of ink in the sand left to be remembered by. And leaving you in this place, you sort of look around, a little bit unsure of what to do, before you see a figure standing up in the hole in the side of the Parthenon that you left behind. And it's sort of this gap of awareness. It is a shape that you can't quite bring yourself to look at, and the edges of where it is fraying away at your awareness form the silhouette of a human, just sort of standing up in the ruins and looking down at you.
Why?
And I'm going to walk towards it.
It, faster than you can see, you take a step forward and it is in front of you, and you wake up.
Oh my god.
Okay, very nice.
But that is what would bring us to the second thing I have to talk to you all about.
Fuck ass. Dick!
Because
That's the second thing. We all wake up with.
Me and Bagfish.
I'm not doing that again.
ever so far out at sea, in the darkest depths of the coldest night, you have a dream. You dream that the ship comes to a stop, motionless in an ocean of frozen waves, the reflection of stars held in perfect stillness. An ocean of twisting glass, a Macrobay sculpture beneath the night sky. And as you rise above your sleeping body, any one of you, I'm not talking to anyone in particular, and walk up to the deck of your faithful ship, you find your companions similarly active. Busto sort of stumbling around and kind of trying to find his bearings, while Dave is already down on the water testing the surface beneath his feet. What do you want to do?
Oh, I think I'm crazy. I don't actually think you guys are here.
I'm not in this dream.
Nope.
is this basically like me being in that situation and then just kind of thrown into this?
Yep.
Okay.
Dave, water. No water.
No.
Go out water.
No, out water.
What is going on here?
Busto.
Yeah. As you guys look over at Busto, you can see he has one eye that has been entirely gouged out.
It's a dream for me.
Busto.
Just listen.
It's a weird dream. Can I feel my
Cal.
punches? What?
Did
What do you,
did you say this was a dream?
can I feel that, Trevor?
Yeah. It's sort of muted, but you can feel it.
Cal,
It's a really weird dream. I'm
this
sorry.
isn't a dream.
What do you mean? I'm trying to wake up right now.
Cal,
What happened to you? What is
this
going
isn't-
on?
I don't have time. Everyone, this is. And no one get in the water. No one be. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. Be in darkness all you want.
What
The
are you-
gods made a mistake.
What mistake? What are you talking about?
They allowed him to come. It's not that they were lying.
They said we're covering it up.
They were covering it up for their worlds, for their domains, but whatever it was, it doesn't matter anymore. My eye is because I was talking to Erebus, godness of darkness. He's dead.
It is silent. The world around you frozen, save for a single golden shimmer which you can abruptly see across the water from you.
What is it?
It's about a mile out. It's kind of hard to tell.
Whatever the hell that is. It's the only glimmer of hope we have.
Say that again. This is gonna be a crazy dream. I can't wait to tell him about this in the morning.
This isn't a fucking dream, Cal. You'll see in the morning with my eye. If we wake up.
If?
It has the ability to. It's not even it. It seemed more of a space. It wasn't humanoid, but it was. It was faster than me, but it wasn't. I don't know what it is, but it's killing the gods. Erebus told me venue was wrong, but I don't know what else that means. They made a mistake, and us on the mortal plane are now, as Erebus said it, have to deal with the poison.
Well, that's exactly what we're doing, right? Jesus Christ.
Yes, but it's not very hopeful when you have gods telling
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't do anything about it.
They can't even do it.
I mean, luckily we do know that they lie.
You know, the difference between us and gods, though, is we actually have an ounce of real in us, right?
Yeah, we're people.
And real us can face anything they throw at us. I believe that. I know you may think it's funny, but the only thing we have right now, as you just said, is hope. I'll point to the glimmer.
I suppose, but
Busto, without hope, we're nothing at the moment. So, try to keep it up, right?
So, which one of you guys can steer?
Okay. Can I wake up?
You couldn't wake up, not at the moment anyway. You couldn't pilot the boat because the water is a solid surface.
See that?
The water is a solid surface right now, frozen in time, where you're kind of inhabiting it.
I can't
But-
wake up.
No, I mean you can
Then-
slap yourself all you want, but
Well,
All of a sudden, very chilly.
I think that's our calling to go there.
So I know you said don't touch the water, but I feel like this is a sign. I'm gonna hop over the edge.
yeah, you drop and you hit the water, and it's like a solid surface.
I'm gonna
You
put-
kind of come sliding to a stop next to
I'm
Dave.
gonna take my trident off and just start beaming it towards that light.
I'm literally there like a second after he lands. I'm going to.
Buster would like to cast greater restoration on himself if he can in this state,
Yep.
to slowly start growing back
Okay.
his eye.
Heading eastward across the glimmering surface lends you a view of a small isle that you were apparently previously traveling towards. It's a sort of small, it's very, very small. It's maybe like 3 meters to each side. Just a little peek out of the water. And
Fuck, did we see that from a mile away?
It's
Right.
glowing.
it's glowing
Really
now.
bright, yeah.
It is inhabited by a simple white coffin, adorned with a single golden line across the lid, and there's a gentle aura of light around it, a soft
That is
flickering, like a steady lantern light, in the shape of an innumerable scattering of handprints across the coffin lid.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of too. I'm gonna put my hand on it.
Yeah, dude, we do this all the time.
We're used to it by now. It's kind of a theatrical thing.
Okay.
You would know, right? But
Oh yeah, of course. It's my life.
So,
can you play a song? No, okay.
He was
I'll
gonna
go
do
for
it.
uncomfortably too long.
Yeah. I used to play the piano on a ukulele.
sound returns rather abruptly. Like a sudden intake of breath, the sounds of bustling crowds and intent work suddenly fill your ears. You find yourself standing at the base of a long staircase heading upward, easily 30 meters wide, built in the Gothic architecture of the days of old. The entire space is filled with a comforting amber light, evenly illuminating the space around you in shades of orange and gold. You aren't the only figures in this space. Rather, there is a bustling crowd like you might find on the boarding platform for a trolley, all people in one place trying to get to another. And as you stand around, sort of like a bit confused, out of your element, can I have everybody roll perception? I want to know who gets the highest. Probably Busto, to be fair.
Ooh, 26.
This can give you a run for your money.
Yeah, 20.
Close,
10.
but 29.
29.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Busto, it isn't long before you catch the eyes of a passing figure. Just a quick glance, really. Nothing overly special, but it kind of rocks you to your core. Their eyes are nothing unique, pale and a bit glassy perhaps, but the outward visuals are not what disturbs you. Rather, as you find yourself making direct eye contact with them, you are shaken by the knowledge that those cold eyes impart. Every person in this station is dead. And they are waiting for you to join them. And there is someone else here. As you're waiting, you see Valia dressed in these elaborate silks and garments descending down the stairs until she comes to a stop at the bottom.
No.
And
We still dreaming?
she looks immensely relieved upon
Dave's white
seeing
robes
you.
just start
And she pauses for a second and then puts out a hand to the four of you.
I'd like to do something. I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
Can't cast anything.
You can cast. The whole place is magic. Everything here is magic.
What kind of magic, Trevor?
What kind of magic would communion be?
Divination?
Illusion. I was thinking illusion.
Probably illusion and
or
divination.
Probably a lot of divination.
Yeah. I was just
Mostly divination, all things considered.
Divination then.
Okay.
say this about it. What's that supposed to mean?
It's a way out.
Are you saying death?
You'll have to see.
I just go to Valley.
It's like the fucking princess from Neverending Story up in this bitch.
Can I start?
What?
Can you what?
Can I start?
Walking up the stairs? Yeah.
I'm gonna
Are they gonna
hold
follow you?
I'm not
his hand and I'm gonna start walking.
I'm
And then
really
Velia, you were sent here.
yeah,
You want
as-
them to come
I
with
know.
you.
As I begin to walk, I'm gonna stop and kind of look behind him like, this is your only chance
I'm
For
gonna
what?
look, I'm gonna look at you say
to win
To win what?
everything.
You mean this false illusion, this creation that God is emasculated for all of us? What is true? Is it illusion or is it the mortal plane?
The only way to find out is to come with me.
I'm gonna look at Nick.
He wanted to talk to them, by the way.
Oh Jesus. I'm gonna look at Nick and is it okay if you hold Nick for a second?
Oh,
Just
okay.
if this is really it. Nice.
You know what? No, this is what I am.
That's fine. It's something I'll have to deal with. And I'll grab her hand. I'll start walking. Are you gonna start walking?
I guess.
I want to try to lock eyes with that other person, the original person I saw. Oof. 8 insight.
8 insight.
Dead person.
I assume he has quite a. Does he have divination off of him? Quite a bit, or
A lot of necromancy too.
would
I suppose if. Did you ever use detect magic on? Fuck, I can't say this without spoiling anything.
Well, wait. Detect magic lasts. Right.
When have you ever used it? There's no.
I mean, he's still using it right now. So whatever he looks
No,
at,
I
he's
know.
detecting.
I don't remember if.
Oh my god.
Fuck it. I'll just assume you did and say because it's gonna spoil either way. The sort of signature you were getting from them is very similar to what you saw in the Muses.
I have a question.
on the muses.
Yep.
How old does this place look?
That's what I thought.
Ancient.
Ancient?
And
Could we
yes,
say
I
it
did.
doesn't
I
have a
did
time?
cast detect magic on the muses. for
Yes,
clarification.
he just said
Then it is
so
base. It's very similar.
It's
From a lot of the books that I had read from Orion, is necromancy particularly evil?
Very.
Always.
Almost always.
But there's quite a bit of divination.
Yep.
And divination is generally good or not.
Neutral.
So there's a lot of neutral and there's a lot of evil.
Can I add? You totally shut me down if I'm wrong, but I feel like necromancy could have good intentions.
You could use it for good.
easily.
It is generally something that requires.
Bad things, kind of
Yeah.
like our McRibs situation.
Yep. Exactly like it.
I actually stop at the bottom of the stairs or whatever. I'm gonna wait for Busto too.
Alright, so
And I'm
Yeah, we're
I'm
waiting.
only with Dave like 2 or 3 steps up, just looking at us.
I love this tableau of them up on the steps, like her leading Dave, and the two of you waiting at the bottom while Busto hangs back. That's such a cool image.
fucking nerd!
Shut up. It's awesome.
I like it.
I like it.
Why are you all so quick to confide in Valia? I mean, this place is of evil and God sent.
Isn't the place you just came from the same?
Busto,
It was darkness,
like I said, Busto, what choice do
not
we have?
evil.
And she's our friend. And I don't think we've treated her like that enough, so I don't want to make that mistake again, like I did. I'll put out my hand at Busto too. At least if it's gonna end with us, right?
No.
Busto, this is the only way.
We are the called. But we are not called for each other, nor was I called for you. If Ereberis is right, and if the mortal plane is poisoned and is doomed, then I will fight every last breath for my friends in the grove. They died not because they let go, but because they fought.
This isn't letting go. It's just fighting a different way.
Succumbing to their pressures, to admit and believe into the
We're
gods.
not going to see a god.
Hey, question.
Actually, that's exactly what you're doing.
You tricked me so many times.
It was an inside check.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How mind controlled am I?
You're not controlled. You're not even particularly in interest of following them. You just know that they will want to hear this.
Okay.
And you know that in the dream state you guys are in right now, since you've been here a little while, you're not in any particular danger.
Okay. I was under the impression that this is kind of like, you know that moment when you walk up the stairs of heaven, there's no
Yeah.
turning back.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was
That's what I was
feeling right
thinking.
now.
Well, you're still feeling that your character is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of do this to Dave and walk down and put my hand on Buster's shoulder. We're gonna get out of this. But remember that trust we talked about?
I have a question. Can I see that she's mind controlled?
Not one.
She's
not
not
solid.
mind
Not mind
controlled.
controlled.
Oh, I thought you just said she was.
No, I said how am I gonna cheat her?
I mean, yeah, you're not mind controlled at all.
Nope.
I just rolled that one on my insight
It
check.
doesn't matter.
so-
She isn't anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, she isn't. Good.
She definitely isn't. Wait, no, she is.
Please.
If I go up, will I have lost my purpose?
If anything, you'll have gained more. Just a few more stairs.
I'll put out my hand
Also,
again.
ignoring everyone. He's not happy with any of you. Clarification.
I'm gonna rejoin my spot with Dave at the front.
As you ascend the stairs, you find each step inexplicably easier than the one before it. You feel a lightness, this sort of airy sense of calm drawing you upwards towards some unknown destination. And by the last step, you are nearly floating, your footfalls gentle and welcoming as you gaze upon the god kneeling before you.
Second time.
This room at the top of the stairs is large, vaguely hexagonal with elaborate architectural decorations spiraling up towards a tiered ceiling far above. A few tables have been placed at the center of the room, clearly not of an original establishment of this location, actually brought in after the fact for work.
The towers we've gone to are all hexagonal
Yes.
too, right?
The tables are mostly covered in various papers and random arcane objects, with the main table in particular having 4 large braziers, each emitting a thin line of smoke. A man stands near the center of this arrangement, bent over his work, leaning against his single arm for support. But behind him kneels another, a massive white robe, flowing in the air as if submerged in water, with a variety of thin veils and silks floating gently out from the center, giving it a strange ethereal air. It sits kneeling behind the man, taking up most of the space behind him, face entirely blanketed in shadow from its gargantuan cowl. It is still. What do you want to do?
I have a question.
Yeah,
Should I stay with them or should I go over there by those guys?
you can stick with them.
Looks pretty godly to me. Buster kneels.
Seeing Buster do that because he knows about gods, I'll do it as well.
Okay, here.
I don't want to. I won't. Valia, what is this?
I would say Constantine responds to that.
Motherfucker.
That's what I thought.
And he goes, he throws up his arm and he gestures to you and goes, "This is the truth, my friends." He goes, "I'm glad you finally showed up. Valia got here a while before you."
I'm gonna stand up and like,
Define truth.
yeah, can we go over that one more time?
Oh, it's the unwritten rule of the world, the last thread of reality as we pull it undone. This is the dead god.
Sorry? Who? That one right there.
He gestures behind him at the massive figure. Actually, I should note that the feeling this figure gives you is unexpected. Instead of any sort of fear or intimidation, you simply feel this deep sense of regret and a sort of strange malaise you can't quite put your finger on.
Fuck. Oh, no. He's been in 2 episodes and he's having a mental break.
And Constantine goes, "Frankly, I'm glad to get to talk to you."
Hold on. No. You're Connie, the person we met on our trip.
No. He's nothing.
He's nothing. It's obviously not nothing.
He goes up to you, Callum, he puts out and he goes, "Constantine,
That would fucking freak me out.
last of the 3. Pleasure to meet you." And he gives you a little
I just
nod
heard
of his head.
goosebumps.
Okay, well, your name's Constantine.
I've lived for a long time, Cal. It's been a bit of a journey, but
What are we doing here?
you are here for a sermon. Of sorts. Just to talk. You brought yourselves here. Maybe you can tell me why.
Because someone we trust asked us to come.
I'm so glad you still have trust in me. This is...
Wait, did you?
Oh, and
did
one
we ever
other
get
thing.
Told who killed?
Yeah, that was actually what he was addressing. He says, one other thing. You're also here for an apology, and I wanted to express my condolences for Tom.
Hold on. Wait, what?
He sort of walks away from you and pats his hand on the leftmost brazier, and he says, "I am sorry for Tom."
It would be really, really bad, but Cal's fighter instincts would probably have grabbed his hand.
He's far away, right?
I thought he patted my shoulder.
No.
Yeah, he came up to shake
Oh,
your hand.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought, but he did.
Yeah, he
did
just
he not?
patted
He walked past me and patted my shoulder. Yeah, I would have full on wrapped my arm around his arm,
All right, yeah, before he gets to the brazier.
like once he touches me.
Okay, I'd say he kind of looks at your arm like this and like moves to slink it out of your reach.
You killed someone that was our friend, and now you're asking us for what? And you're not.
Look
You're
me
a
in the
legend.
eye.
You're
Look,
supposed to be terrible.
look me in the eyes and tell me if I'm lying to you about being sorry.
I'm not gonna.
fucking know.
I'm not
What's your
gonna
roll?
roll.
13.
13. As far as you can tell, he is not lying.
I'm not gonna roll, but I am gonna say he's a coward, and he killed his own brother.
Oh fuck.
Not biological, Valia. But thank you.
Oh.
He was more of a good friend. A very good friend.
Wait, so
Why are you killing all the other gods?
That's not my doing.
Why is he?
Tale as old as time.
what do you?
Time still deserves an explanation, no?
Well, Busto, it's revenge. Right? Even the gods can be privy to mortal carnage.
But why would something so holy need revenge? If it itself can create something so immaculate like this, should it not be beyond the limitations of mortality that even I and my friends here have?
He's been reading a lot.
And Constantine sort of throws up a hand and he says, well, if you'd spent so long in isolation, away from everyone you cared about, and it was all because of the mistakes of people you hated, and then he is interrupted as a voice echoes from behind him and says, no. And he pauses and sort of turns, and in that moment, I want everyone to roll insight on him.
Oh no.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
19.
21.
Insight.
22.
15.
Okay.
29.
All right, boys.
Good boys.
Um,
Some decent insight
There,
check.
as he turns in response to this voice, you see a very brief flicker across his face of emotion, which he immediately tries to quash down. But to your watching eyes, he is terrified.
Terrifying.
Okay,
Terrified.
Wait, so this is all white, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
I know.
This is so good.
He's terrified. Good.
Constantine sort of lowers his hand again and he says, oh, I'm sorry. He doesn't hate them.
He doesn't hate them?
The dead god.
I thought you said you hated them.
I'm not fond of the gods, personally. But I am mortal.
Even when they let you rule?
Even then. Primordials, specifically.
Constantine, you're a coward and a fool. As soon as they get their way, you'll be nothing. Just like the rest of us.
Wait, what do you mean? They're trying to revive this one.
Exactly.
Get their way.
No. Again, you are mistaken, child.
Then why don't you just tell me? Alright? Just do it. No need for secrets.
What is it you have been looking for?
Safety. For my friends.
To oppress you.
Not me.
Why do you fight against me?
Because you're... For all we know, you killed our friend. You're
From
working
our
to-
understanding, you are attempting to oppose the current standards of living throughout Tunica Alta.
Just reading text.
These are worrisome, and even if we may not be the strongest, we do our best.
You fear my return?
From what we are told, we should.
How would we not?
If
If they're
you are a
folktales about-
poison, as Erebus said, onto the mortal plane,
Erebus lies.
of course he does.
How do we know that you don't?
I never lie.
Really?
But
No.
why is a lie so bad?
Only my children lie. The stories of old mislead you, child.
Bull fucking shit. Wait, hold on.
History is always written by the victors, and your greatest mistake was believing in your heart that you could align yourself with good in this world. Do you understand?
Not really, no.
The gods wrote those stories to delude you.
Exactly.
The shadow won. Erebus won. And the god before you begins to rise into the air, reaching his hands inward to pull apart the cloak shrouding his form, and A powerful light begins to emanate from within, the very sight of which shakes you to the very bone. As the dead god rises into the air, you are awash in a cold light, the color of the sun in your darkest moment, the shade of moonlight on the day of your death, almost as though the entire world is darkening to accommodate his light. And the cloak begins to burn away, the gigantic human silhouette floating into the air, arms outstretched, palms upward, and with a booming voice that seems to vibrate out of every speck of matter around you, he proclaims, "I am a Thune." And with a small gesture, a wave of his hand, you are gone, snapped back awake on your small vessel as the heavy dead sun sheds its outer layers in a brilliant flash, blanketing the world in a brilliant rainbow nebula as your star goes supernova. And it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Holy shit, dude.
Trevor actually goes insane.
Yeah.
It's so
Thank
beautiful.
you guys
For
all
watching.
It's so
so
pretty.
much for
no.
watching.
And he's not gonna be here next time. Can you skip that?
Yeah, skip the whole graduation thing.
Oh shit. I forgot about that.
Our graduation isn't next week. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Good night, everyone.
Wow.
Namaste.
See you guys later.
Namaste tuned.